Hello and welcome everyone. This is PanAm Racing on the Race on Oz YouTube channel. My name's Nick and I'm going to be taking you through today's 3-hour enduro, the 3-hour Spa. We've got a pretty good lineup of drivers here. 28 cars are going to be on the track as well at any one time too, so should make for some really awesome racing around here. Going to be a lot of fun, and we should be kicking off qualifying very, very shortly. Did say it was a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff. That's American time, of course, so we are fast approaching that. But before we do kick off things in qualifying, let's take a quick look at last week's results. It was the finale of the winter season, and just thought I'd do a little bit of a recap there, where the Fusion Racing Team 777 took out P1 in the Pro class. It was the PanAm Racing 911 second, and the ITR, the International Treaty number 16 Audi, took home the final podium position. In the Pro-Am classes, it was the PanAm Racing 194 Porsche. It was the number 69 Low Life team took out P2, and the Lexus number 14 took out P3 there. So that was the podium for them. And then for the AM, it was just the one team participating for the AM division, and they took out the honours there. So just a little bit of a catch up on what happened last week. That season's all done and dusted, and this is a standalone race. Just in terms of where we were last week, we were at very, very wet Barcelona, and now making our way over towards Spa, which can be known for its weather. But in this case, it looks pretty dry out there right now, and looking like the forecast will hold off on that as well. So let's take a quick look at the circuit. So it is 20 turns, it's 7.04 kilometers in length. Don't need to remind you of the names. Some very, very famous turns and corners in this track, starting with La Source, Radion, Eau Rouge, Pool on the fast double left-hander, obviously Blanchimont as well, and the bus stop chicane, where you see a lot of overtaking opportunities through there as well. So should be pretty interesting race. A lot of cars, like I said, participating today. 27 so far. Multiple different teams have different amounts of drivers as well. So we've got some solo drivers. We've also got some 3-man teams in there as well. I don't believe we have any four-man teams at this stage, but yeah, quite a few solo drivers mixed in with the duos and the trios as well. So should be interesting ahead. So let's have a quick look at the circuit from a driver's perspective. We'll go for a quick hot lap and we'll have a look. And there you have it. So that was a lap of the famous Spa circuit. We are just about to get things underway here. Where are we? Okay, there. Beautiful. All right. So qualifying, 20-minute quali gives you sort of a good amount of time to get both drivers in there, or three drivers in some cases. Now I will just point out, obviously not all the liveries are showing at the moment, so there was a few latecomers to participate in today's race, so apologies in advance. I went to the awesome sim racing website and made sure I downloaded all missed any liveries that I might have not had in the past. So I did that yesterday, and yeah, there's a few sort of latecomers that obviously didn't quite get their chance to do it, or I didn't get to download it. So apologies in advance. I know a lot of time and energy is put into people putting in their liveries. All right, cool. So plenty of cars out on the circuit now. This is Wes Hepburn out there. Who else is going to really look like they'll kick things off? Something probably car number 12. Oh, that is Wes Hepburn. We'll get back to him. Let's do a quick little scan through the field. So plenty of drivers out on track. Don't think traffic's going to be too much of an issue. I remember the last 3-hour enduro we did in PanAm. It was around the Hungaroring ring, so very, very different circuit to the Spa circuit that we're currently at this week. So we'll just see how it all pans out. Pardon the pun. All right, so I think it's going to be Wes Hepburn will lead us away. I think I saw 2-minute 20s in free practice, so we'll see how that starts to. We'll see if they can get anywhere near there. He's going to make his way down towards the famous Eau Rouge. We go on board. Head up the Camel Straight, 700 meters, 770 meters. Sorry, I'm not too sure what that's in feet or yards or however it's measured in Northern America. Making his way through Lacombe nicely. Tricky part, you got to sort of, the car's flicking left and right. Downhill braking into Bruxelles. Looking pretty tidy so far. Plenty of time still left in the qualifying session. Track is fast as well. Air temperature 28, track is 28. Perfect conditions, 8:03 p.m. in game time. You can see all that on the screen. A long lap though, 7.04 kilometers. One of the longest, if not the longest, in the game. Will definitely be close. And just making his way out of Stavelot. And we'll head towards the final part of the lap. You go through the double left-hander of Blanchimont. Honda looking pretty good at the moment. So Wes does have a red mark next to his name, but that does not mean he is AM. To get informed that that was a mistake on the entry list, so they are actually pro, as he makes his way towards the line and kicks us off with a 2-minute 18.585. So first time is on the board. I reckon New here. This is Sean New in the number 67 Aston Martin. He'll be probably our next one to make his way towards the line. We've got a couple of others actually. This is Hasselbrock. He puts in a time. What about Ludwig just behind him? A couple of names I've not heard before in PanAm in my time. Here's Schneider in the 607 McLaren. So currently the fastest lap at 2:18.585. See how close he can get to that. Goes in 2:22, I think that was. What about Morrison in the Lamborghini? Lots of McLarens in the field tonight. Smattering of Audis. BMW in there as well. Here's Chris Rise. He crosses the line. DeMarchi in the 20s as well. Who else is coming along? Di Natale in the number 73 Aston Martin. So the fastest time, Wes Hepburn, at 2:18.5. We were on board with him when he submitted that lap. Then Hasselbuch, Flores, Chang and DeMarchi. No one able yet to break the 18s other than Wes Hepburn. Can Natali do it? No, he can't at this stage. What about Sai in the Audi? Highest placed Audi right now, I believe, is Chris Rise, sitting in P12. This will be Sai's first flying lap. There he goes. Where does he fit in? Side moves up into P6, so good result for him. Who else? I'm Not Jimmy. Usually in the bright pink car, so once again I do apologise if I've not been able to download the livery. I usually do have his on there as well. I usually got a picture of his face on there, so my apologies for that. This will be his first lap in the number 69 Aston Martin. Di Natale looks like he's the highest Aston Martin right now, sitting up there in P5. Jimmy's not going to beat that because he's invalidated this lap, so let's see if Carres can do anything good here. There we go, P6 for the Audi. Number 25 Audi. Looking pretty good right now. We're not too far away from the halfway mark of this qualifying session. This is Chris North. He's currently, this will be his first timed lap as well. A few other drivers heading very, very close to the line. One of them's Andrew Sherman. Let's see, he's got Morrison and Rise around him as well. So Sherman goes up into P5. Good lap from him. Rise 15th for now. Hogenberg making his way in the BMW just through the bus stop chicane. What can he do? Currently sitting in P12, moves up into P5, so nice little bump up the standings for him. We'll get back to Sai. He is currently sitting P10 in the Audi. I think he's got Silveira up ahead there. Apologies if I've not pronounced that correctly. Let's see what he can do. Currently P10 right now, Sai. 2:20.6 is his best time. Can he improve on that? He does, and he goes up into P8, so nice work from him. Who else is close to a lap? This is Berovitz. Car number 1, McLaren. He's driving with Ian Demler in today's race. Let's see what he can do. 2:17.9 from Wes Hepburn, so he's improved on his time. No one's been able to crack the 18s or the 17s other than him. Berovitz goes up into P14 for the number 1 McLaren. Here's Schneider again. 2:21.6 was his best. Ooh, I reckon has he been able to pull that up in time? Let's follow him all the way through. As we tick over the halfway mark. Schneider doesn't improve on his time, so remains in P16 for now. This is the 666 Speed and Demons McLaren. Currently, this will be their first hot lap. And goes up into P16, so not too bad. Van der Valk, another McLaren, the 331. Up into 19th position. Sorry, that was Rustin I was trying to get on board there in the Lexus. He's coming into the pits. Who else is out there? Silveria. So just a quick little recap. Hepburn, North, Zhang, Flores, Hasselbrock. That's your top 5 right now. Hogenberg, Sherman, Di Natale, Sai, and Carez. Rounds out your top 10. We've got a field of 27. It's a pretty big field. Great turnout. We've got some single solo drivers. We've got mostly duos, and we've got a couple of trios in there as well. Silveria, P6, so nice time from the number 821 McLaren. What about Zhang? A 2:19.1 is his best time. Can he go any quicker than that? He can. He beats it by a hefty margin too, so he goes up into P2. So one of only 3 drivers in the 18s so far. 2:17.9 is the best time. That belongs to Wes Hepburn. Lud Flores in the number 14 Lexus. Currently sitting P4. 2:19.4 is his best time. He's not going to improve on it there heading into the pits. As we get on board with Di Natale. Aston Martin currently sitting in the top 10. P9. A 2:20.375 is his best time. Let's see what he can do as he's hustling it through the bus stop chicane there. Just a tick under 7.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. Moves up into P7 to set the grid for the 3-hour enduro. Sherman in 9th there. Looks like Hogenberg looking to set another lap. His best time's at 20.2. And he won't improve on that one there. Van der Valk sets another time. What else do we have? Silveira in the McLaren. 3 McLarens in the top 10 right now. 3rd, 5th, and this car 6th. You can hear the car in the foreground there, working its way down the gears. Makes his way through the bus stop. So best time of a 2:19.6. Make that a 2:19.4. Not good enough to move him up though, but remains in P6 for now. Here's Rodriguez in the Mercedes, the number 55, Tony Rodriguez. Once again, apologies for the lack of liveries. Got quite a few, but not all. There's a few latecomers to today's race, so apologies for that. Rodriguez, 2:21 flat is his best time. And a 2:20.7 is his new best time. Finds him good enough for P14 right now. Here's Ludwig. He's currently P13. Another Mercedes drive. He's got Rodriguez behind him, not on the track, but on the timing sheets in there in 14th. Just saw him set his previous best lap. What can Ludwig do? He's not going to set it on this one by the looks of things. I did see a familiar name out there. Gage Gonzalez hasn't set a lap yet. Donnelly, New, Gonzalez, Jimmy and Gates have all yet to set a time. New is going to change that though. Runs very wide there and invalidates his lap. So Unfortunate for him. Van der Valk is still on a hot lap here. This is a bit... Oh, they make a little bit of contact there. And I don't think that's really going to help Van der Valk's case to improve. He does improve on his best time, but still remains P19. Chris Rise finds himself off there. Let's get back to action on the track, though. This is Schneider, currently P19. Just a tick over 4 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. This is to set the grid for the 3-hour enduro. So he makes his way through the final turn. Short run to the line. And doesn't improve on his time. What about Zhang? He's got the two top drivers there. Have got the red markers next to their name, usually indicating an AM driver, but these are both pros. Both solo drivers as well, so they're going to be doing the whole 3 hours by themselves. So here's Zhang. 2:18.6 is his best. He's chasing a 2:17.9 and not able to do it on this trip around. Here's Flores. He's currently sitting P5. A 2:19.4 is his best time. We've got 8 drivers in the 19s so far, 19 and below. Can Flores improve on his P5 position? No, he can't at the moment, so probably got one more stab at it with only just under 3 minutes remaining on the clock. Who else is out there? King, a little bit further down, P19 right now. Having a look at Gage Gonzalez, still yet to set a time. New, Berovitz and Donnelly. Beauty in the chat, that Hepburn guy is fast. Am I assuming that Beauty is Hepburn and just giving himself a bit of a plug there? Chris Rise attempting the solo challenge tonight. Here we go. So usually a teammate of Eric Lloyd. Obviously not racing tonight. As King goes up into P15. Here's Hogenberg. Currently sitting P11 in the BMW. The sole BMW in the field. The best time of a 2:20.2. See if he can improve on that. He does. Goes up into P9. So less than 2 minutes on the board. He puts himself in a good spot. This is Demarchi. We'll pop off him for now. Here's Zhang. So 2:18.6. Chasing our pole position setter Wes Hepburn. Thank you for I like the self-promotion, Wes. Been sitting in the pits for a while now, Wes has, so set that time early, got the job done, and he's been able to kick back and relax, and he is by all accounts enjoying the stream right now. As Zhang, he's looking to better his time. He's looking to try and pit Hepburn for pole position. A 2:18.6 is his best. He goes a 2:18.2, but it's not quite good enough to knock Wes Hepburn off pole position. He'll have one more lap to do it as we're in the final minute of qualifying. So Chris North will get one more shot at it if he wants. He's currently P4 right now, a 2:18.9. So things heating up. Can he move himself onto the front row of the grid? No, he can't. He's still in P4 right now. Here's Di Natale. He's currently P7. Not too sure if he'll get another crack at it here. Probably will, only just. Currently he's 7th, a 2:19.752 is his best time. Let's see what he's got here. He doesn't improve on his time, so that's where he'll remain. Time has gone 000, so once the cars cross the line. That'll be it. One of the first of them is going to be Hogenberg. The BMW P9 right now, the number 15, a 220 flat was his best time last time around, and he's definitely not going to improve on that. So that's his qualifying session done. Rodriguez is the next car on track. Once he crosses the line, that'll be it for him. So his P17, a 220.7 is his best lap right now, chasing something a little bit faster and not able to get that done either. Here's Schneider. He's currently P20. Still a few cars out on circuit. What can Schneider do? Remains there in P20 for now. Car number 10 is one of the next ones. This is Donnelly. So he's sitting P24, and it looks like Zhang's out there right now. So 2/10 off the leader right now. What can he do? Can he knock off Wes Hepburn? Sat in pole position pretty much the entire session. And he improves his best time, but not quite enough. So it's Wes Hepburn who sits atop of the times. It's Zhang, Hasselbrock. It's going to be this man here, Chris North. Carlos 2786 in the chat, beauty. He's my teammate. So a little bit of action there. We've got 8 viewers. That's decent. That's all right. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves. Chris North solidifies P3 for him. A 2:18.575. That was his best time of the session. Di Natale will be the last car on the track. In the number 73 Aston Martin. Really improve on his time. A 2:19.7. He does a 2:19.6, but not quite good enough to make a dent in it. So he will remain in P7, and that's the grid set for the 3-hour Enduro of Spa. And it's this man here on screen, Wes Hepburn, car number 12, the Honda. He's flying solo tonight. He is our pole position sitter. A 2:17.9 was his best lap. So great lap from him. You had Carlos, I think it's Carlos Zhang, a 2:18.187. Second, North, Hasselbrock, Flores, Silvera, Natale, DeMarchi, Hogenberg, and I'm Not Jimmy. That's your top 10. We've got 27 in the field, cars that did not set a time, and a man that we should definitely keep an eye on. Gage Gonzalez sitting down there in P27 on my screen. It is P31 on the in-game screen there. So Piasic, Demler, Gonzalez, and I'm not too sure how to pronounce the last one there. But we'll keep an eye on this man's progress as he makes his way through the field. We will be back very, very shortly for the kickoff of the 3-hour Enduro of Spa.
Shot we did was okay, but we had a bit of traffic and could have race go out to put everything together. We have a good car, but just there's so much experience in many tires. So we're trying to put down with one shot to go. It's quite a bit different. It's obviously a different concept of the car, but it's a very cool car to drive. You have to work at it, and it's fun. It's quite a challenge. I like it. It suits my driving style. It's like everything was new. In the beginning, it was quite a bit all to learn.
All right, so we are back. It's not long to getting this thing underway. About 45 seconds from now, we will have we'll start the warm-up lap, and we will get the 3-hour enduro of Spa underway. Massive field, 27, awesome turnout. So just going through, I'll highlight the solo drivers for you. So where's Hepburn, solo, Chenkai, Zhang, so I'll just stick to Zhang, solo, Chris North running solo tonight. Who else? Chris Rise, by the looks of things, yeah. Caden Gates, Schneider, Nohal. Yeah, so there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. 5, 6, 7. So 7 cars running solo. The only 3-car team that I can see is Michael Gilbert, Jason Ludwig, and Erie. I'm not too sure how to pronounce his surname there. So WG. Here we go. So cars are underway on their warm-up lap. So Hepburn, great qualifying for him. He got that done early. Retro Coffin's not racing tonight. He's on a date night for him and his girl. Just asking, think people at the movie theatre will be mad if I keep this on at full volume? I don't know. I reckon they might be a little bit. Chris North, one of our solo drivers. Aiden Hasselbrock. So let's go have a look at the teams. And Sergio Siaka Feliciano. As I mentioned, Chris North and Lud Flores both running solo. So is Di Natale, Felipe Silveira and Felix Culpa. The team of the number 821 McLaren. Behind them, Gianni DeMarchi and I don't really want to say that name at the moment. We'll we'll get to that when we get to it. I'm Not Jimmy and Rodney Felker in the number 69, Aston Martin, Juan Carrez and Matt Artem in the number 25 Audi, Andrew Sherman and Stu Skinner in the 911 Porsche there, Aiden Sai, he's another solo driver in the 211 Audi, Dylan King and Jared King have to be related, the number 91 Audi, Matt Morrison, the number 6 Lamborghini solo driver, the three driver team, Gilbert, Ludwig and Erie, the 155 Mercedes, Tony Rodriguez and Alex Shen in the number 55 Mercedes. In the number 21 Audi, it's Chris Rise, a solo driver, Caden Gates in the 97 Audi, another solo driver, Schneider in the 607 McLaren solo, Frantisek Knoll in the 666 McLaren, Vandervelk and Dixon Hurst in the 331 McLaren. So quite a few Maccas in the field. East Cotton Ruston, some familiar names there in the 86 Lexus, Donnelly, John and Chase, number 10. Here we go, here's another 3-team. Joshua Piasek, Tracy Tanner and Sean New in the number 67 Aston Martin. Keep an eye on this man in that yellow and black liveried Honda. Gage Gonzalez, we'll monitor his progress from the rear of the field. Berovitz and Demler in the number 1 McLaren, and Colin Hogenberg, who qualified relatively high. So he's obviously missed the warm-up lap and finds himself in the pits right now. So unfortunate for him. He's going to have his work absolutely cut out in a field of 27 cars. This is going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun, I reckon. 3 hours to settle in, sit tight. I agree, Retro Coffin in the chat there, that there is a lot of McLarens in the field. 8 in total. And there's one lonely old Porsche belonging to this car here, Andrew Sherman and his teammate in the 911 Porsche. They make their way on the front straight, but this is not where we're going to start. It's more the Grand Prix starting line. We're going to start at the GT start line, which is halfway down the straight out of La Source on the way into Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Usually pretty well behaved, most starts in PanAm. Definitely can't win the race. There's an old saying, can't win the race on the first lap or at the first turn, is an old saying because it's true. Here we go. So we are about to begin 3 hours of Spa for PanAm racing. It's Hepburn and Zhang leading from the front. There's the signal. And we have started racing as they go side by side. Look at this, already up Eau Rouge, and looks like Zhang's able to get through there. So already making a move. That's Flores up in there as well. At the front of the field, I'll just see if everyone managed to get through there. It looks like they did. We've got action in the back of the field as well. We've got quite a few guys that have already made and lost ground, so they all filter through Lacombe for the first time. No dramas through there, and Hogenberg just getting away now. He started in the pits, and Gage Gonzalez already making a little bit of progress up through the field, but it's Zhang leading from Hasselbrock. Flores north. Our pole sitter Hepburn has dropped down 4 spots already, so not a great start for him. That was Flores, made a little bit of contact, I believe, with North there. Have a look at this 5 cars. You can throw a blanket over them as they go through into P1. Oh, it's the McLaren that goes around. That's North, and that was not a good result for him. Just trying to find where he's fallen all the way down to. Let's have a quick look at how that came about. So it was this group of 5 cars. Oh, he's just lost it by himself. Lost the back end. Oh, he made a little bit of contact and was lucky to avoid any other contact with other cars coming through there. So the worst possible start for the number 214 McLaren as we come back to live pictures. And these two have really just sprinted away from the field already. That's Zhang and Hasselbrook. This is Flores and Hepburn. So they're already, Zhang and Hasselbrook are already a couple of seconds up the road already from Flores and Hepburn as they all stream through. Field still very, very compressed. Here's Sherman as Rodriguez and Carez going into La Source. Oh, the other Mercedes of Ludwig wanted to get a little piece of the action there as well. Chris Rise has made some ground. Piasek as well. He's got Vandervalk in the aqua blue McLaren there. We follow them through Eau Rouge, but a relatively good start. Only the little bit of action there at P1 for North, as Gonzalez has already moved himself up into P21 already. As we're having a look at him, this is what he can see right now. Plenty of other action going on. Gates has managed to get past Rise Gonzalez got past Berovitz there. Gap out in front is 3 seconds between Hasselbrook and Hepburn. So, and it's a second the difference between Zhang and Hasselbrook right now. Get to them in a moment as we're watching Gonzalez looking to put a move here on Veldevelk at Pouan. Rodriguez making up some ground as well. Got plenty of battles going on. Oh no, Vandervelk. Let's see what happened here. So this is Gonzalez just getting through down the inside. And then what happened? Did he get out on the marbles potentially? Oh, a little bit of contact. Hey, got a couple of hits there. That was from Berovitz, I think. Yeah, it was. So they got tangled up there at Pouan. This is Di Natale. He started 6th. Currently is 6th right now. He's just sitting behind Silvera right now in the 821 McLaren. He's sitting in P5. But just to give you a bit of a state of the race, this is Zhang and Hasselbrock. Probably the helicopter cam does it a little bit better. It's 1.4 seconds the gap between those two. And a further 2 seconds back is Hepburn. So after his first lap where he lost, I think he got down as low as 5, P5, he's going to try and catch these guys. We've all done in the 19s, a 2:19.272 from Zhang. Fastest lap of the race, and it's infancy right now. 2:19.7 and 2:19.4. So the only 3 cars in the 19s already is Zhang, Hasselbrock and Hepburn. They're in P1, 2 and 3 right now. Let's just scan down through the rest of the field. Schneider and North. This is for 20th and 21st. It looks like Gonzalez has just picked off another one there as well, Piasic. So he's already moved his way up into P18 right now. So he's on the charge. Made up a lot of positions already. This is Ludwig. He's in P15. That's where he started. He's looking to get by Carres right now. The gap between Zhang and Hasselbrock is expanding. So it's 1.9 seconds between P1 and P2. And Hepburn started to make a little bit of ground on Hasselbrock in P3 there. I'll take you to that action right now. There you can see that's the difference. There's Flores, Silvera, and you just caught a glimpse of Di Natale. So from 3rd to 6th, it's still relatively condensed and bunched up there. They can all see each other still. But the other two in P1 and 2 in a bit of a league of their own right now is we're having a look at this trio here. That's King, Jimmy and Sherman. P8, 9 and 10 right now. So they're heading through Blanchimont. So we go on board the Aston Martin. Not quite enough there to send it up the inside into the bus stop. A little bit untidy from both of those guys. Might have just outbroken themselves a little bit there. And this is Sherman looking to go up the inside of Jimmy. If he can pull it up in time, he might get the job done. He is. Still not over here yet, though. That Aston Martin's going to have a little bit more of a horsepower advantage as they head up to Eau Rouge. They'll go through the top of Radion and up the Camel Straight. So this is definitely not over. Not by a long shot. He's been watching Jimmy now. They're going to go side by side here. That's Sai in the number 211 Audi. And Jimmy manages to get it back. And Sai looking to go around the outside. Pulled that up nicely. And is he able to take the position? I think he is. So Sherman's possibly going to lose 2 spots here. And that's Rodriguez in there as well. He's trying to get a slice of the pie too. Oh, it looks like he's going to take Sai. This is great stuff. That's Rodriguez moving up. So Sherman manages to hold them off for now. Jimmy got through. He's been able to just scoot away. And now Sherman's been left to deal with what's left. So some great battling in the beginning. Morrison had a yellow marker next to his name, so he's had it off somewhere possibly, or a collision with something, not too sure. He's lost a couple of spots, and he might be in line to lose another one here. Gates is following him behind in the 97 Audi. 48-minute driver stint as well, so we will see driver changes at the 48-minute mark. As Gates has got Gonzalez tucked in behind him here. Going to have to go defensive. Gonzalez will just have to wait to pick his mark. And he's going to go around the outside. That's a massive send. Outbrakes himself. Doesn't incur any damage or hit anyone else, so perhaps a little bit too eager, and he drops a handful of spots now and finds himself back down in P19. Let's have a look, a little bit more action. This is Jimmy and King, so King in P8, Jimmy in P9, the number 69, Aston Martin. Oh, Sherman getting gobbled up here as well. On the Kemmel straight. We'll just pick that action up right there. That's Rodriguez. And this is Sai trying to make his way through. Oh, no. Oh, that's a massive hit. That is going to be huge. That was Rodriguez. I reckon let's go on board for this, because watch this. This is not going to be comfortable at all. And then it's just, oh, bang. Oh, that is not what you want to be seeing. So that's big damage for Gonzalez. And is he Rodriguez, sorry. Oh, look at that. I don't think I've ever seen a bonnet up that much. Have a look at that. That's the aftermath of that collision at Lacombe. We don't have live stewarding. We've got post-race stewarding, so perhaps that might be spoken about. He might raise that. That's a big hit. That's who's coming through. Hogenberg there in the BMW, the sole BMW in the field. So 12 minutes into it, and that's a big hit. Just see, he's racing with Alex Shen, is his co-driver in the 55 Mercedes, as he's starting to lose more and more positions. So we'll step away from him because we've got action at the front of the field. So this is Wes Hepburn. He is battling it out with Hasselbrock right now. So Hasselbrock in the number 793 McLaren, getting chased by Hepburn in the Honda. 2:19.470 was the last lap of Hasselbrock. Hepburn a 2:18.9. So definitely had the pace advantage by a significant margin on that last one around. Going around the outside, they make a bit of contact coming into the com. Doesn't look like that's going to cost anyone too much damage there. This is not over yet. Hasselbrock's going to defend tooth and nail. Hepburn, our pole sitter, dropped down into P5 on the first lap there, working his way back up. He's wanting to get back into P1. But he's got the McLaren of Hasselbrock right in front of him. Lights ablaze, means business. So I don't think they can't really see too many witness marks there or anything on the side of the car. So pretty good indication that that damage is probably not going to be causing him any issue at this stage. 2:18.90 flat was the last lap for our race leader Zhang, who's currently 2.2 seconds ahead of these two right here. This is second and third, Flores and Silveira. That rounds out your top five. Two McLarens in the top five, joined by a Honda, Lexus and an Audi. And we're watching the battle right now between these two, Hepburn and Hasselbrook. Hasselbrock, sorry. We saw Gage Gonzalez make a full send earlier through there in a Honda. Not this time around for either of these guys. As we're looking from the rear of the McLaren. 2:19.540 to Hasselbrock, 2:19.490 to Hepburn. So nothing in it in terms of lap times on that last lap around. As they go up through Eau Rouge. Through the top of Radion. And Hepburn invalidates his lap right there and then through that. So to keep an eye on that through a 3-hour race. Doesn't want to be penalised. And once again, they make a little bit of contact going into the com. And once again, both get away with it. Not any issues there at all between these two. So this is hard and fast racing right now. We're only 15 minutes into it. Had a ton of action already, so it makes it feel like it's already a little bit longer. But we're only a quarter hour in. We've got a bit more action going on. This is Cy and Sherman making the move. So Sherman down in P11 in that Porsche. And Jimmy just getting a move done there on King. So I think he was working on that for a little bit. Let's have a quick look at how that all came about. So we're just watching the replay between these two. So heading down the hill to Bruzel's. And looks like he sends it down the inside. He does. A little bit of contact. We've seen that already in that part of the circuit. And back to live pictures as we get back to this battle here between Hasselbrock and Hepburn. They're 3 seconds behind Zhang, who you can see just a little bit further up the road there in the foreground. So 48-minute stint timer. Still about half an hour away from any driver swaps right now. Neither of these two are thinking of that, as Hepburn and Hasselbrock make a little bit of contact. And Hepburn manages to get through. I think I did see an indicator on. And he has given that position back by the looks of things. See what he does. He's going to just slip into the rear of the McLaren, try and pick up that slipstream and have another crack. Oh, he just lost the back end there. That was Hasselbrock. So I wonder if that had anything to do with the Honda following so closely as we watch it again. Just keep an eye on the rear of the McLaren, the white and black McLaren. And you see just a few bumps, and then away she goes and into the wall. So that's not ideal coming off there, copping a hit as well, because he's going to have to limp his way all the way back to the points, up to the pits is where we pick him up now. So not a great outcome there for the number 793 McLaren. You can see that bonnet there just flapping around, which is usually an indicator that the damage is relatively serious. So we'll leave Hasselbrock. I've been pronouncing it incorrectly all this time, my apologies. He's racing with Sergio Ciacco Feliciano. So keep an eye if they decide to do a driver swap while he comes in to repair that. But 48-minute driver stints is what we're running. This is Andrew Sherman in the 911 Porsche. Tight little gaggle of cars here as well. And they're coming up now on Hasselbrock too. So he's going to have to get out of the way. Is Matt Devine racing? I don't think so. Mitchell Weston, my man, what's going on? Here we go. So Hasselbrock with that injured car right now. He'll be making his way into the pits very, very shortly. These guys may not be aware of that, so they'll still be racing him for position. And he makes his way into the pits, and the others will follow through as well. Sherman and Carres as well. The number 25 Audi. To answer the question though, I don't think I've seen Matt Devine's name today. So just having a quick scan through, I don't think he is racing from what I can see. So this is Carres and Sherman. This is for 10th and 11. Going through the comm there. I feel like the race has just started to settle down a little bit now. These guys will be finding their rhythm and just settling in nicely. Almost through their first driver's stint. 48 minutes is the stint timer. As we're looking at the white Audi of Cy. Sherman in the Porsche there, just having a look down the inside for the left-hander of Pouon. Not quite this time. And he has the number 25 Audi of Carres tucked in behind him, and Ludwig in the number 155 Mercedes as well. He'll be keen to look at making some progress through these guys right now. Sherman continues on. Just out in front, it's Zhang. A 3.9 second lead is what he has right now. Up to 4.5. That just jumped out really quickly then. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'll get back to this little scrap here. Oh, Carres. Just probing, looking for a way past the Porsche. Sherman did get swallowed up by a couple of cars earlier, but seems to have settled back down again and holding his own right now. Schneider gets past Gates, who's got Eastcott there as well, so a little bit of action there. And Hogenberg as well, looking to get past Piasek in the number 67 out. Aston Martin, the green and black livery, make a little bit of contact coming out of the source. Mr. Goose, hey, how's it going? I'm going good, Mr. Goose. How are you? In the chat there. As Hogenberg gets it all done. Carres and Sherman. Let's see how that all came about. Here it is. So up the Camel Straight. And looks like the Audi's just got a little bit more horsepower there to get past, and he does. So that's how that happened. So Sherman drops down into P11. He's got Ludwig in the 155 Mercedes chasing him down now as well. So his time, Sherman 2:21.7, an invalidated lap. Lots of red out there right now as well. So we'll see if track limits plays its part later on in this race. And then just saw a flash of the yellow and black Honda belonging to this man here, Gage Gonzalez, who's moved himself already up into P14, lapping at a 2:20.657 that last lap around. So he'll be looking to make some more and more progress as it goes. We're back to the P8 and P9, so King in 8th, Cy in 9th. The two Audis going at it. Just using all of the track available to them. And Sai going to send it up the inside. Just goes a little bit too deep there. Just going to just hand back that position and get going again. So we've seen a couple of cars already do that today. And he's going to have to regather himself and get going again as North took the opportunity to get past Ludwig there as well. So a few more positions swapping over. Just having a look for Hasselbrock has stayed in the car. So after having that incident there at the top of Radion, he's rejoined in P25. So not taken the driver swap, repaired the damage, and is back lapping around now. Not long out of the pits as well. So that's where he ended up after the earlier battle that he had with Hepburn, who's currently sitting 3.8 seconds behind Zhang. Zhang lapping in the 2:19s right now, a 2:19.1. Hepburn was 0.3 faster on that last lap, so we'll see if the gap starts to whittle away between those two for P1 and P2. In the meantime, though, we're having a look at Eastcott and Gates. This is 17th and 18th. Eastcott's made up 5 spots. Gates has made up 1. Morrison behind them in the Lamborghini's dropped 5. So down there in P19 right now. So some good racing going on. It's a bit quiet at the front, but we've got a lot of action right here. So at the front of this pack is Sai, and you've got Carres, Sherman, North, Ludwig, and Gonzalez is moving on all of them right now. So from 9th to 14th, separated by a couple of seconds right now. So this is definitely where the action is on the track right now. And I'll try and keep as close an eye on it as possible. But right now it's Zhang and Hepburn leading the way from Flores. That's your podium right now. Sai, he's made a mistake out of the bus stop. Let's just see what happened there. We'll go to the replay. Saw him make an attempt on the last lap here, and looks like he's done the same thing again. Almost looks like a carbon copy of the previous lap as well. So not having a lot of luck in the braking zone for the bus stop as we're back to live action. And this is Chris North in the McLaren being chased by the 155 Mercedes of Ludwig. Gonzalez is in there as well. He's hunting down the Porsche of Sherman. Just tucks into the toe. Sherman going defensive on the inside line. Positioning his car perfectly there. Well done to him. And manages to keep Gonzalez at bay for now. How much longer he can do that for? Debatable at this stage. Over halfway through the first driver stints of the day as Gonzalez sends it up the inside. So Andrew Sherman falls further down. He's lost 3 spots from where he started. He was up a little bit higher than that earlier. But yeah, he's dropped down a few spots just recently, and Gage Gonzalez is the person this time. As we're having a look at Ludwig, he's the next on the list. He's 0.6 behind North in the McLaren, the 214 McLaren. So this is for 11th, 12th and 13th. They've got the 211 Audi of sight just up a little bit further from these guys, a couple of seconds up the road. Gap out in front, starting to close up a little bit between Zhang and Hepburn. 2.7, 2.5 at the moment. The last lap around was a 2:20.350 to Zhang. Hepburn did a 2:19.2, so he had the pace advantage by a good second there. Flores was lapping in the 19s as well, a 2:19.832 in the number 14 Lexus. As we're keeping an eye on this battle here right now, Ludwig And the car just up ahead, Sy and North. Looks like Sy's managed to get past the McLaren there and claim 10th spot. Just see how that came about. Oh no, I've caught it too late, my apologies. We'll be back to live action in about 10 seconds. So this was the aftermath of Sy getting through on North, who Sy finds himself now in P10. As we come back to live pictures now. And this is Gonzalez just pulling out of the toe there of the 155 Mercedes of Ludwig. And manages to get the job done. So Gonzalez moves himself up into P12 right now. One of the solo drivers in the field. We've got a few of them. Gap out in front, still hovering around 2 seconds. Zhang and Hepburn. Keep an eye on lap times once they come through for the next one around. Back a little bit further down in the field is Eastcott and Hogenberg. And Berovitz in the number 1 McLaren. And Eastcott's got some scrapes and scraps down the left side of that Lexus right now. He's either hit someone or something. So we'll see if that's going to trouble him. We're still a little bit away from the first driver changes to happen, or first stint limits. He'll be handing it over to Curtis Ruston, his teammate for today. Doesn't look like it's doing him any harm right now. We're looking at the grouping here. This is Berovitz. Once again, if you're just tuning in, my apologies. We don't have all the deliveries today. Got most of them. It's Berovitz. Runs deep, still able to pull it up and get past Hogenberg there. And Eastcott's going to try and do the same here as well. So the number 1 McLaren making some moves up into P18 right now. Hogenberg, who started in the pits, currently P19, doing his best to not make that P20 right now. As they go down the hill towards Eau Rouge once again. As the first 30 minutes have ticked by. Here's North and Gonzalez as well, who takes another position. Moves himself up into P11. Closing in on the top 10 right now. Gage Gonzalez after starting at the rear of the field. This is Carres, who's had a pretty good run. Let's see where he started. He started P10. He's put in a good showing so far in the number 25 Audi. His teammates, Matt Artem, watching on as we get ever closer to the first stint limits expiring. Keeping an eye at the front. 1.5 seconds is the gap. We'll quickly have a look at those guys in a moment. Just want to stick with these two. Carres is chasing down King in the yellow number 91 Audi. So go through the bus stop. It's 3 Audis in a row in 8th, 9th and 10th. King, Carres and Sy. Don't think he's close enough for a lunge into the source. Gonzalez, though, he's closing up on the 211 Audi in P10, just a couple of cars behind the other two we're just having a look at. we go on board the 211 Audi. And Gonzalez ends up being able to do it relatively easily. Oh, can he pull it up though? Sai's going to fight back here. He's not going to give it up without a fight. Oh, they don't make any contact there. And that's the McLaren of, I reckon that's not Hasselbrock. Might have been Berovitz there in the background, who just managed to get out of the way, as Van der Valk and Gates have swapped positions there as well. So Gonzalez now up into P10. Demarchi, that's that Puon. He's just lost it there. Let's have a quick look how that came about. He's by himself. And we saw this on the opening lap from another McLaren, in fact, and very, very similar. No cars around, thankfully, and nothing really too close to make contact with either. So he's got away with that relatively scot-free. He's fallen down into P11. So that Audi and Honda that came through was Gonzalez and Sai. As we're back to King, he's chasing down I'm Not Jimmy. But the gap here, that's the gap between these two right now. So the race for the lead started to heat up. Hepburn's just been slowly chipping away from Zhang. Zhang that last lap did a 220 flat. Hepburn did a 219.6. So 4/10 was the advantage for Hepburn on that previous lap. And that's the gap between them. That's what 1.3 seconds looks like on the track. And Hepburn has got his sights set on the number 33 Audi. They've both got red markers next to their name, which normally indicates an AM driver. These are indeed pro drivers. Just an error on the entry list. So if you've been wondering, that is the reason. As we quickly duck away from these two, because it's 0.3 of a second between King and Jimmy. I think that Aston Martin might have a little bit more of a horsepower advantage over the Audi up the Kemmel Straight. King's going to keep trying anyway. And they've got Perez and Gonzalez not far behind them as well. So Gonzalez has moved himself up into the top 10 now, sitting in P9. And then we've got a nice little battle pack through here as well. So this is Hogenberg and Berovitz in P18 and 19. Berovitz just takes P18. That was Eastcott in the Lexus. He makes a bit of contact with Hogenberg. You're going to have to get out of the way there. That's just out of Lecom. Let's just see how that came about. Oh, so Hogenberg just got a little bit deep there into Lecombe, and then Eastcott's just had a bit of a lunge down the inside and unfortunately made a bit of contact and spun both of them around. So that's how that came about. That was a pretty tight grouping of cars, so something like that was always on the cards to happen, and there it did. And on the cards to happen, is it going to be a change of race lead? So that last lap around, a 220.7 to Zhang, a 220 flat to Hepburn. Hepburn is on the charge right now. He's hunting down Zhang more and more. That gap has closed up quite significantly. When we last saw it, it was about 1.3 seconds. Now it's less than half a second. As they head up the Kemmel Straight, the Honda pressing hard. Oh, we've got contacts as well. That's Demarchi. He's got witness marks on the side of that McLaren as well. So he's down there in P15. That looked like it was quite awkward, but I don't want to step away from this action here. This is for the lead. Zhang and Hepburn, both solo drivers as well. The top three are solo drivers, Zhang, Hepburn and Flores. So they won't be subbing out. They still need to complete their stint within the limit. So they'll still need to pit at the 48-minute mark, which is about 10 minutes away. and where we'll see a flurry of pit activity. So what will Zhang do? Will he go defensive and try and hold P1, or maybe just let Hepburn go, knowing that he's got the pace advantage and pit stops are not far around the corner? Try and work out a strategy through the pits to further his case. We're going to wait and see. In the meantime, though, Hepburn, there's no doubt about what his strategy is. Just to go flat out and try and get this done. So they both go through Blanchimont now. Bus stop chicane's an ideal spot for overtaking. Heavy braking zone, not this time around. Still need to make sure you hit your marks through here as well. Into the source, and then the other opportunity will come up the Camel Straight again for him. So click over another lap. That last one around a 220.2 to Zhang, a 220 flat to Hepburn. So once again, advantage of pace in favour of the Honda. Track is at optimum conditions, 31 degrees air temperature, 34 degrees track temperature. As they head up the Camel Straight, all 770 metres of it. And not this time around, just having a look at speed trap times. The Audi actually holds a one kilometre advantage, 263 compared to 262 to the Honda belonging to Hepburn. And we see Ludwig coming into the pits as well. So that's still within the 48-minute driver stint. Just seeing who he's racing with. Ludwig. 155. That's the three-man team. So Michael Gilbert and Erie are the other two drivers in that team. And this is for the lead right now. This is P1 and P2. Zhang and Hepburn battling it out right now. This is what you love to see. These guys are almost 12 seconds further up the road from Flores, who's sitting in P3, as Gonzalez just takes another one. So Gage Gonzalez has moved himself up into P7 now. He's lapping at 221.360 was his last lap. But we'll get back to him shortly as he takes I'm Not Jimmy as well. So 2 spots in 1 lap already for Gonzalez as Hepburn and Zhang blasting through Blanchimont, the fast left-hander, into the bus stop once again, not far away from stint limits. About 6.5 minutes away. Last lap around, still advantage to Hepburn. So 2:19.655 to Zhang, 2:19.580 to Hepburn. So only marginal, but we're looking at tenths of a second right here between the two. Seen cars make the mistake there at Radion, not on this case. This looks like it could be the one for Hepburn. Pulls out of the toe, back into it as well. So no go. Had a look at the inside and thought, no, I'll think better of it. And navigates through the com with no issues at all. Bruzel's just darting out, just having a look, letting Zhang know, I'm right here, I'm right behind you. Zhang would know exactly where he is. See a few more cars coming into the pits, so Sai and North both making their pit stops. Still 27 cars in the field as well. Van der Valk in the pits now as well, so stops starting to filter through. And Zhang and Hepburn continue to battle it out for P1 and P2. This is for the lead of the race. This is looking from the rear of the number 33 Audi. Hepburn hasn't looked like he's in too much of a hurry though. I think he's well within him, racing well within himself right now, not pushing too hard. Might even be happy to sit behind him until the pit stops. Doesn't want to spoil a race 44 minutes into it. Oh, here we go. So Zhang decides to pit. So he's called it early. And now it's going to be up to Hepburn. This is going to be good. We're going to see exactly where they're at after this. A split strategy. So Zhang, it's a long pit lane. That's the only thing. So we'll see how this pans out. But it's Zhang who's blinked first. Let's see how Hepburn responds in terms of lap time. Or is he will have to... He's going to have to pit on the next lap as well. He will definitely have to pit. So we'll just keep an eye on that. As most drivers, you can see Zhang, it's a massively long pit lane using the GT pits. As Gonzalez, he's in the pits. King, he's also making his stop. Zhang, not yet stationary. Morrison and North... number 269 there in P22, so a few other stops have filtered out. Just having a look at total stop time, total pit time, probably around about the 1 minute 50. 1 minute 43 is the quickest I can see by Hasselbrock there. So if you're getting about a 1 minute 45, you should be pretty good. That'll give us a bit of an indication if anyone's carrying damages. We got plenty of cars in the pits right now. Field is going to get all mixed up. And we'll get all sorted again. But race leader is this man here, Wes Hepburn. Started in P1. Dropped down to P5 on the first lap. Finds himself back in P1 right now. As Zhang is up and away. There he goes. So Hepburn will have to respond this lap. He will have to pit. As we'll follow him along. And Zhang's pit time, a minute 47. So a good stop. A good stop from Zhang. Didn't have any damage. Taken on what he needs to do. So fuel and tyres aren't mandatory. Just the 48-minute pit timer. But obviously you will definitely need to take fuel. So 1:47 was his time. As Hepburn, there he is in the pits. Flores has come into the pits as well. So he's currently sitting in P2. We'll see how that all shakes out. Silveira. Pit timer. Stint limit, there's, what, a minute and 10 left on it right now. So super tight for the stint limits. And we're going to keep an eye on this man here, Hepburn. And the other driver that we want to keep an eye on is Zhang. As Hepburn making his way through to the pits. And this is where Zhang is right now. So he was the driver, decided he'll pit first when it was him and Hepburn battling it out for the lead. You can see Hepburn here still making his way, almost stopping... Right there. There we go. Alright, so Zhang coming through Blanchimont. I don't think this is even really going to be close. What's he at so far? Hepburn. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Still stationary. Here's Zhang. Minute 35 now. Total time. Judging by previous stops, I don't think this is going to be enough for Hepburn. He drops a minute 48, yeah, 50. Wrong car. And has he been able to do it? I don't think he has. No, so, oh, there they are. Have a look at this. This is how tight it is. And Zhang has managed to keep P1. So great work from Zhang. In the number 33 Audi, he has remained in P1 And he's even gotten a little bit of a breathing space gap there as well between him and Hepburn. So Hepburn not able to take advantage. Pit stop times. So Hepburn, 1:48 total time. Zhang, 1:47. And the gap between these two right now is about a second, just a tick over. So that just shows you how tight it is between these two right now. Flores has managed to remain in P3 in the number 14 Lexus. So the three solo drivers occupying the top three spots right now. Silveira he did the first stint, and Culper should have been... No, well, he's double stinting by the looks of it. Gonzalez is another solo driver. Di Natale, he's a solo driver as well. Yes. Juan Carres, he's stayed in there. So a few double stinting right now. Rodney Felker, he's new into the car, so he's gotten in there for Jimmy. King has stayed in there, but so Dylan King, was it Jared King before? That's going to confuse me. Sai is a solo driver, and looks like Michael Gilbert has gotten in the car for Ludwig. Stu Skinner now in the car for Sherman. Berovitz looks like he's double stinting. Car number 19, P19. I kind of don't want to say that name, so it is what it is on the screen. Number 20, P20, Sean New is in there as we're watching Sai and King right now. Just having a look at some of the movers and shakers once the pit stops have been filtered out. But Gage Gonzalez by far is our biggest mover, up 20 spots so far in this race. That's a massive amount. As car number 269, we've seen a couple of McLarens have issues through Puon already. I believe that's where he was. Yeah, it looks like that was coming out of No Name, and then back end just stepping out. Yep, gets on the marbles, and that was enough. And slow motion spin, doesn't go 360 or 180. Does about a 90-degree turn there. But back at the front of the field, it was Zhang who pitted first. And it's paid off for him. He had a second faster pit stop than Hepburn. And it's currently 1.4 seconds the difference between P1 and P2. Down in third position is Lud Flores, so that's 16.5 seconds down the track. As we'll get back to some action happening right now. This is on board with King. He's in ninth. He's trying to keep that spot away from Sai in the number 211 Audi. And Sai has got it done. He's driven quite well today. Got to give it to Aiden Sai. He's been pretty impressive. He's held his own in that Audi. Those two guys have been together for a lot of it as well. The Audi gang there in P9 and 10. The highest Audi, though, is actually leading the race. That's Zhang in the number 33. Gap has come down now. It was 1.4 seconds. It's down to about a second at the moment. Last lap around, Zhang. He's not Carlos. He's Chenkai Zhang. A 219 flat. Hepburn did a 218.2. So a hefty margin in favour of Hepburn in the number 12 Honda. And we saw that before they made their pit stops. Hepburn definitely had the pace advantage over Zhang. Oh, look at that Mercedes in front. Is that Gilbert? No. Who else? Is it Shen? Oh, have a look at that. That's a massive hit again. That's the second time we've seen a Mercedes with damage like that already. So I'm not too sure where that happened. But he's going to have to pit Shen. And I believe he is new in the car. Yeah, so Tony Rodriguez. And I dare say it might even be the same Mercedes that looks like that right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Tony Rodriguez earlier on in the race, had a massive shunt, and looks like Alex Shen has repeated the dose. So he's going to have to nurse that car back to the pits right now. He's going to fall down the field. Currently sitting in P23. Would have just pitted, and not a great result for them so far. In the meantime, though, the gap continuing to whittle down. It's half a second. Just under 4/10 in fact, between Zhang and Hepburn. Zhang pitted early. Strategy worked out for him so far in this first round of pit stops. Hepburn, though, he's definitely had the pace advantage. The last lap he did was a 2:18.2, was in fact the fastest lap of the race. So he's absolutely flying right now. Another driver to keep an eye on, another driver in the 18s, Gage Gonzalez. Currently sitting there in P5. He did a 2:18.780. So about half a second off Hepburn's time. But still, keep an eye on for him. He's up at 21 positions from where he first started. As we're watching Zhang and Hepburn make their way through the bus stop, begin another lap. Almost a third race distance, 5 minutes away from 1 hour down. Still have 27 cars in the field, which is a fantastic result. It's what you love to see. We've had some great battles. We've still got plenty of action all over the circuit right now. We'll stick with the front though. Last lap around, a 2:19.4 to Zhang, a 2:18.6 to Hepburn. So you feel like it's just a matter of time now. Using the slipstream. Oh, it looks like he thought about it. He said yes, no, yes, no. Just pulled out at the last second, Hepburn. Little bit of hesitancy. So this is going to continue to rage on. This is great stuff from these two. Less than half a second the gap between P1 and P2. 17 and a half seconds down the road is still Flores. So they're not going to be troubled by anyone. This is how sort of the race did start. The group formed and sprinted away as Hepburn just probing. You kind of feel like he wants to try and possibly pressure Zhang into a mistake rather than make the move. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but perhaps there's more than one way to skin a cat. And I reckon Hepburn's going more the pressure tactic. I think if push comes to shove though, and he can get it done, he definitely will make the overtake. Trying to force a mistake out of Zhang, who to be fair has looked pretty unflappable so far. So I reckon that might be the long game. Might be waiting a little while. Two pretty evenly matched cars here as well. Top speed difference of a kilometre in favour of the Audi, in fact. Just having a look at lap times around. For the first time in a little while, Zhang actually beats Hepburn. So only just a 2:20.150 to a 2:20.212. So 0.07 of a second in it. We got Rockefeller Racing. Hey boys, SFR coming back March 10th. Love the Ruse crew. Oh, thanks Rockefeller Racing. Honda's at Spa. You don't say, hey? Yeah. Well, he's doing a good job though. You got to be in it to win it, right? And Honda's sitting pretty good right now. P2 and P5. Hoping to make it P1. But this has been a great battle between these two. Let's go on board and have a look from the driver's seat of Hepburn. So working pretty hard here. looks nice and smooth from Hepburn's point of view. Just having a little look. But yeah, just really get the feeling he's driving well within himself. Not having to push the car too hard. Happy to just lean on it when he has to. So once again, Hepburn closing the gap right up. Is he going to go side by side through Blanchimont? No, he's not. Can he get a good run here? Launch an attack at the bus stop. Zhang goes defensive. Nice car placement right in the middle of the road. What he's well entitled to do. Making it as hard as possible for Hepburn to get past. And once again, nothing in it in lap times. This is great stuff between these two. We've gone almost the full hour right now. Hour 1 of 3 is about to be put into the books. We've got 2 more to come. And if it stays like this for 2 more hours, we could be in for a very, very entertaining race. Plenty of action going on in the rest of the field as well, which I'll get to shortly. But when you've got action like this at the front, you don't really want to take your eyes away from it for too long. This was Morrison getting past Ryzen North. Let's have a quick look how that all came about. This is just a replay here. So the Lamborghini of Morrison. Ryzen North, Ryzen the Audi, North of the McLaren. What happened there? That was like a lag spike through there. I'm not too sure. Dodgy internet connection. Back to live pictures here. This is at the bus stop. Out in front, it's still tight as well. So this hasn't changed. Pick them up, going through Puwon right now. Back to the rear of the field. Berovitz gets the job done on Schneider. Let's see how that came about. Looks like it's at the bus stop. Yeah, it is. And sends it down the inside. Nice work there from Berovitz. Siaka Feliciano. I reckon that's the 3rd or 4th McLaren we've seen going around, turning the rear around to the front there at Puwon. So I'm not too sure if that's just a McLaren thing. Back to the action between Zhang and Hepburn. They're at the bus stop. Hepburn goes around the outside, has the inside line, and I think he's going to be able to get it done. It's going to be a drag race down into the source. Zhang's going to have the inside line here. And he's going to be able to hold position. Or is he? Hepburn going around the outside now. And no, can't get it done. Zhang's going to hang on here. Going to still have to make his way through Eau Rouge and then up the Kemmel Straight again after the top of Radion. This is great stuff. Nothing in it between these guys. Lap times are indicative of that as well. Let's get a little bit loose there across the top of Radion. Here we go. Zhang, as we're looking from the rear of his Audi, the number 33 still being able to hold off the number 12 Honda to Hepburn. These guys are solo drivers. No driver swaps for these two. And they're having an absolute cracker of a battle right now as North and Rise swap positions there, 13th and 14th. Apologies for not covering that, but we've just got this battle at the front here, which is too good to take your eyes away from right now. Last lap around, a 2:19.647, a 2:19.4 flat to Hepburn. So slight advantage to him again, as it has been a lot, but just cannot get away past that number 33 Audi, holding him off. They go through Puwon, no issues for those two. Seen plenty of McLaren struggle through there though. We're looking from the rear. Zhang again. Let's see, can he launch an attack? He got way close here on the previous lap. No such luck this time. Now there is a bit of traffic coming up ahead. Car number 269. And who else is in there? Number 97. That's Gates. So Zhang's going to have to hold on again. Lap times advantage Zhang that time around. Whoa, that's a bit of a wild ride through Radion. Is this going to be the lap now? They're going to go side by side. Does the Honda have enough legs in it? Not quite. The Audi once again fighting for his life, and a little bit of contact there into Lacombe. We've already seen that a couple of times today from various drivers. No dramas here in this stage though. We've got blue flags waving. That's the Lexus that belongs to... who's that? 269? No, it's not 269. Which Lexus is it? I'll get to that in a second. Don't want to miss the action. Do they make contact? Oh, a little bit again. A little bit of Rubbins racing going on right now. That was the Lexus. Eastcott was in it earlier. Rustin's in it now. He wants to get out of the way. He does. Let's these two go through. This is not a scrap you want to put yourself in front of right now. And this is great stuff. This is for the lead. Zhang and Hepburn. Hepburn just cannot find a way past. Zhang has not put a foot wrong in defense either. He's absorbed every little bit of pressure that Hepburn's tried to turn on him. And Zhang's just said, bring it on. I can take plenty more. Unflappable, like I said before. This is great stuff because Hepburn has been all over the back of that Audi. And he's just soaked up all of that pressure without any drivers whatsoever. Haven't seen him make any mistakes. Pace has been very, very similar to Hepburn as well. So this is two real class drivers going at it right now. For P1 and P2, this is the 3-hour Enduro for PanAm. Got a few other moves through the field. That's Berovitz. He takes P15 from Skinner in that Porsche. We've seen that losing a few positions already today, unfortunately for them. Now we've got another back marker here. This is a McLaren. I think that's car number 269, which gets out of the way. Or was it a other McLaren? I'm not too sure, but they've gotten out of the way nonetheless. Car number 86. No, that's Rustin in the Lexus. Yeah, 269. Yep. There you go. So that's all sorted. Up the Kemmel Straight again. He stays in the tow a lot longer this time. Pulls out at the very, very last moment. Sends it around the outside. And can't quite do it. So he did stay in the tow a lot longer that time. He's going to have to rejoin. And that's ended up costing him a fair bit of time there. So that's going to give Zhang a little bit of a breather. But Hepburn, that's the first signs of sort of real impatience. And perhaps now is just starting to notice the frustration levels potentially rising a little bit more. North and Morrison swap positions there into the bus stop chicane as well. So that's P12 and P13. Oh, here we go. You look away for a second and they're side by side out of Pouon. They're still side by side as they go into campus. How good is this? Right now it's Hepburn in the lead only just, and has he got it done? I think he has, yes. Finally, Wes Hepburn is able to find a way past the number 33 Audi belonging to Zhang. And we have a new race leader. Oh, just glad that that happened without without any contact between the two. He outbraked himself at the end of the Kemmel Straight into Lacombe. And I thought that might just be set back long enough for this lap. But wasn't the case. Now, can Zhang respond? Pace advantage has been in the favour of Hepburn for the majority of the race. We'll have a look as they go around this time. That was an invalidated lap as well for Hepburn, so that won't count towards the fastest lap of the race. A 2:20.2, a 2:21 flat to Zhang, as Morrison and Gilbert are battling it out for 12th and 13th right now. So that Lamborghini making a little bit more progress. Matt Morrison, he is a solo driver as well, so he'll be in the car for all 3 hours. But back out in front now, will we see Hepburn just able to inch away from Zhang? He has had the pace advantage for the majority of the time, so you'd expect that would probably be the case. We'll keep an eye on it. Give us an opportunity to have a look at some of the other battles that are going on throughout the field as well. There's some pretty close fights going on right now, and Morrison, oh no, just after he made a little bit of progress. Let's see how this came about, and just trying to see where this is. That's into, let's not pull on, oh, and around she goes, and bang, yeah, bonnet pops up, and yeah, that's not a good sign for him. So we're back to live pictures here, and he's going to have to limp that into the pits. As I mentioned already, solo driver, won't need to hand it over to anyone, and he continues on. All right, so he's okay with continuing on like that. Fair enough. Having a look at another Audi. This is Chris Rice, another solo driver. He's chasing down Michael Gilbert, the only three-team car. We're on board with Gilbert now. And is that Audi going to be able to get past? They're going to be side by side. He's going to be the latest of the late breakers. Looks like Mercedes was just able to go fractionally later. And Gilbert in the number 155. Mercedes has been in the wars a bit, so surprising they're up there in P12. Seen that car in some pretty big accidents already, and they're continuing to battle it away. Here's Schneider and Skinner. So that Porsche wouldn't really be a favourite of Spa. They've dropped 6 spots from where they originally started. So started in P number 11. So Skinner's in the car, and Andrew Sherman is his partner for today. Schneider just looking to make his way past now. Lap times a 2:23.8 to Skinner, a 2:23.0 to Schneider, and is able to make pretty easy work of it there. It's going through campus. Stu Barkley, my man, what is going on? What's cracking? We've got a good race going on at the moment. Been pretty entertaining. We're almost to the halfway mark. Only 17 minutes away. We'll see another round of driver swaps in the not too distant future, about sort of 15-20 minutes away, I would say. We'll see another flurry of activity. This man has had plenty of activity right from the get-go. Gage Gonzalez is up 20 spots, so started P25. He finds himself right now in 5th position. He's chasing down the McLaren belonging to Silvera. He's been sitting in P4 for a lot of the time. He's double stinting, I believe. Yeah, Felix Culper is his teammate. And Silvera is doing the double stint to begin this one. Gage Gonzalez, solo driver. So he doesn't need to worry about driver swaps. Here's North and King. This is definitely a day we need the double screen, but we'll get by. We're all right here. Just riding the curbs out of Lacombe. Downhill braking into the right-hander of Bruzel's. Try and just track the action between 10 and 11th. That's King up ahead. And Gonzalez as well, chasing down Silveira. Let's see if there's any action into the bus stop. The Honda just rearing up on the rear of the McLaren. Going to send it down the inside. I've seen him outbrake himself here already once today. No such issues here. Not able to get the pass complete, just crawling all over the curbs out of the bus stop. What about Chris North? Will he be able to have a go as well? We might get back to them. We'll track these guys up. I see yellow on the screen. That's Noel. That's at campus. He's facing the wrong way. Let's see why. Had a Mercedes there. I think that's Rodriguez up ahead. Oh, just the back end just got unsettled there. Just he hit the curb and that was enough to turn him around. So unfortunate for him. And there he is in the background. Oh no, that's Rodriguez now in the background. He had a little spin. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, so he's over the back of the Porsche belonging to Skinner. And oh, that's awkward for him. He's managed to do pretty well out of that though. So they're down in P25 right now. Gage Gonzalez, he's in P5, trying to make it P4. In the meantime, the gap out in front between Hepburn and Zhang, it's 3.3 seconds now, the gap between P1 and P2. Last lap around, a 2:19.287 belonging to Hepburn, a 2:19.417 belonging to Zhang. So once again, advantage Hepburn in terms of pace. And it is showing on the leaderboard right now with a gap of plus 3 seconds at the moment. 3.7 just darts out to. In the meantime, tracking these two, Gonzalez and Silveira. Gonzalez has got a pace advantage here, almost a second on the last lap, a 2:28 to a 2:19.9. So once again, this man showing his class as he always does. They're going to head up towards Blanchimont. See if he can have another go into the bus stop. Looks like he's got a pretty good run on him here. Both of them run a little bit wide, using the maximum amount of track available to them. Silveira has actually invalidated his lap, either there or somewhere else along the journey. Gonzalez just trying to get a little bit of a switch back on him here. The short run into La Source. Is he going to be able to pull it up in time down the inside? And nice work from Gage Gonzalez. Takes that spot away from Silveira, who's double stinting to begin this one. And Gonzalez now finds himself in P4. So the top 5 positions are all occupied by solo drivers. So Hepburn, Zhang, Flores and Gonzalez. Top 4, all solo drivers. 793, Siaka Feliciano in the McLaren there. I think that's the first time I've mentioned his name so far. And oh, where's that? That's at the top already on by the looks of it. I wonder if he's facing the wrong way. Yeah, he is. So I didn't catch how he got there, but we've seen plenty of McLarens having trouble with the back end stepping out. So back to live pictures now, and yeah, he's going at full tilt. I wasn't too sure there for a second. All right. Oh, what's happened to him now? He's just not having a good time of it right now. This is the 793 McLaren, and this is just out of Lacombe here. I think he's pretty fresh in the car. Let's have a quick look. He's been in there for he's all over the place right now, Feliciano. There for a little bit. His teammate who's his teammate? Hasselbrock. So these guys started up towards the front, and they've just bit of trouble recently, and also at the beginning of the race where they're battling it out for a podium position, and yeah, not good. So they've dropped a ton of positions, 19 in fact. So that's not really going to be helping their cause at all. Let's get back to some... he's still struggling. I don't know what is going on here. But whatever it is, it's not looking good for that 793 McLaren. Car doesn't seem like it's long for this race. This is Ruston, so down there in P21, as we are not far away from the halfway mark of this one. Track's still optimum, 6:27 p.m. local time, in-game time. Will we see some sunset pics, sunset shots towards the end here? I think we will. It's my favourite time of the day. And there he is. He's in the pits, Feliciano. So he's whatever the issue is. I don't know if he's teleported back there or not, but they're down in P25, which is last position currently in this race. That's car number 269. Ruston just making his way past there. So camera angle didn't quite pick it up, but the number 86 Lexus makes his way through as the 269 McLaren. No good from him. So you've got here, this is down in P23, so just having a look at some of the scraps a little bit lower in the field right now. This is Rodriguez, so I think they would have just pitted. Pitted a little while ago, in fact 15 minutes ago, so we've seen that car sort of in the wars a little bit today. In the meantime, we'll go to another Mercedes. This is Michael Gilbert. He's chasing down King in the number 91 Audi. So P12 and P13. King had a moment on the last lap by the looks of things, because he put in a 2-minute 30.9 second lap time. About 8 seconds slower than the car following him. And there we can see exactly what the repercussions of that were. He's hit something. I think that bonnet's just starting to flap away a little bit. Yeah, so he's made contact with something or someone. And yeah, there it is. So will he continue on or will he pit? We'll track him till the end of this lap. We'll find out. Gap out in front continuing to grow. So Wes Hepburn is our race leader. Car number 12 in the Honda. Solo driver. 5.8 seconds. 5.6 seconds is the gap between him and Zhang. As we're watching King and Gilbert battling it out for 11th and 12th. And that's Gilbert just getting in there as well. King deciding to continue on in the Audi. Gilbert in the 155 Mercedes. And then you got a McLaren of Berovitz tucked in there as well. Once again, apologies for the liveries. We had some late comers as well, so unable to get all the liveries downloaded. So apologies to Gilbert and Berovitz. And King has decided that damage is not enough to stop him from continuing on. Just having a look at stint time. He's 12 minutes away from completing the second stint. And he'd be handing it over to Jared King, who'll be waiting for him. So at death. So that's probably the play right now. Doesn't want to get him... Oh, that's contact from behind from Hogenberg. Let's have a look at that again, how that came about. We're going to go with Hogenberg here. He's a fair way back as well. So King was getting past. Hogenberg closes right up, and I think he might have just gotten way further up than what he thought he would, and then makes a bit of contact there. Back to live pictures right now. So how that's all shaken out. Berovitz, Gilbert, and this is Rise. King is in 14th right now. So he's just gone through all of those guys now. They've kind of all overtaken him with that damage. Finds himself now down in P14 as Gates has got an issue. Oh, that's out of Bruxelles. Let's see what's happened here. Oh, through Lacombe. And I reckon he's just going to clip the inside and just get... Oh, no, he's got to go the outside, touch a little bit of dirt, and a little tap on the back rear quarter panel. Shouldn't be too bad for him there. Cy and North have just swapped positions as well. So North in the 214 McLaren up into 9th now. Cy in P10. 2 solo drivers. Oh, here we go. This is New and Gates. Let's see how that came about here. Oh, yeah, that's at Puon, I believe. And that was just enough for the Aston Martin. Can it just sneak through? Yeah. Oh, it just didn't quite pull it up in time. Lucky not to go around there. What about Cy? What's happening here? Might have made a little bit of contact with North on the way through, potentially. Not too sure, but no harm, no foul. Oh, that does not look good for Cy. That looks like it's a disconnect. Yeah. Yeah, that's a disconnect for Cy. That's really unfortunate because we're not far away from the halfway mark of this one. He was doing quite well, but that's a disconnect for him. Yeah, there he is still. So that looks like it's probably going to be race over, unfortunately. As we're here with Berovitz and Gilbert. These are the 2 closest cars on the circuit right now. And Cy just continuing to fall down. The timing screen. No, so all the cars that are close are all the cars with no liveries. And I don't really want to... Murphy's Law, isn't it? So in terms of stint times, we're not far away from seeing the next round of pit stops kick off. Car number 269 have come in. They were the closest of everyone. Should start to see some more in. Gilbert will be in very, very shortly. Cy is done for the day, I reckon. Who else will be coming in shortly? Yeah, let's see what happens at the front again as well. That's going to be interesting to see. It was Zhang who pitted early last time. Yeah, that's Cy right now. That's just confusing the timing screen a little bit. I've got him sitting P6 on my screen, but that's just going to have to get itself all sorted out. In the meantime, just looking for some action on track. Chris North, he's 2 seconds behind. Oh, King is in the pits, so is Gilbert. Yeah, Cy in here is just creating a little bit of havoc right now. So field really spread out right now after such a great start. Plenty of action to approach the halfway mark, and it's slowed down a little bit, but we've got a few cars in the pits. This is Gilbert. King is in there as well. Oh, what's happened to Skinner? Oh no. Let's quickly backtrack here. Let's see what's happened. Oh, another one at the end of Lacombe, and yeah, and then he comes back onto the track and looks like he copped a whack as well. Oh no, bang. Yeah, no good for Skinner. Side just playing havoc with my timing screen anyway. North is in the pits as well. Here he is, very, very long pit lane. Gonzalez still circulating in P4. Oh, Skinner, yeah, he's in the wall again. That's at Puan. Oh, that's not good. Let's see what happened here. Oh, back end just stepped around. Yep. It's definitely not where you want to be. And we're back to live pictures now. This is Carrez. He's down in 7th right now. So north. Yeah, Si's just going to end up filtering down until he gets sorted out. So that'll just, it's not really causing too much issues with the on-screen timing, which is really good. This is Zhang though, coming in, pitting in from P2. So 44 minutes was his stint. Hepburn's going to continue around for one more lap. Oh, he's had contact with something. Look at that. So not too sure what it was, but he's brought himself undone somewhere. And that's going to play right into the hands of Hepburn. Flores has gone through as well. So we haven't talked too much about him, but he's been in the top 3 for the majority of this race. In terms of where he qualified P5, so he's moved up 3 positions. He's in a great spot right now. So with that damage to Zhang, that could be a bit of a game changer for Flores to move up into P2. We'll keep track of that. A few more cars making their way into the pits. One of them is Gage Gonzalez, who's made up a hefty amount of spots. Gates is in there now. So is New. Skinner is coming in. I'm pretty sure he'd be happy to hand that car over to someone else after the last couple of laps he's had. So let's just keep an eye on Hepburn here. He's our race leader. The gap was about 3+ seconds. Zhang is stationary now. We'll see how long that pit stop is for Zhang as well, because it's already ticked over 1:45. His last pit stop was 1:47. And he's still stationary right now, so that was damage to repair. And here's Hepburn into the pits. Zhang still stationary, and away he goes. So that was a total time of +2 minutes. Looks like damage is repaired, and he'll be on his way again. And to give you an idea, he's leaving the pit lane right now. This man here is our race leader entering the pit lane. So he is looking very, very good right now to hold a strong position in this race as we've ticked over the 90-minute mark. We've gone through the halfway barrier. And we're on the other side now as we're having a look at Rodney Felker in the number 69 Aston Martin. Blood Flores has continued on as well. His stint timer is at 44 and 30 seconds. So he's going to just sneak it in. He's going to eke out the maximum amount of time on this one. As Gonzalez and Zhang. This is 2 quality drivers going at it right here. This is 4th position, 8th and 9th, but we've got all the pit stops to work through as well. So once that comes out in the wash, I dare say Gage Gonzalez is going to be somewhere pretty close, if not on the podium. So we picked them up as they were coming through, just out of No Name actually. So just having a look at Hepburn. He's still stationary. Well, what's happened to Felker? He's into the pits, that's okay. Having a look at statistics, a minute 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Great stop from Hepburn. Away he goes. And Zhang has dropped a spot to Gonzalez. And essentially Gonzalez is chasing Hepburn. And here is Hepburn, away he goes. So massive gap between those two. Our race leader has done nothing but solidify his position. And Lud Flores is our race leader, but he is yet to pit for his second stop. He will be doing that momentarily. Felka's in the pits. He's been in there for a little while now. Here's Lud Flores. Now, is he going to get in? He's going to just beat the timer. So it's just ticked over 46 minutes and 20 seconds. And he will get in. And there it is. So I think once he hit the marker there, it stops at 46 minutes and 26 seconds. So he eked out as much as he possibly could on that stint. And here's Hepburn just coming out of Pouon. He's looking like a fait accompli for him to retake the lead of this one with the tick over an hour and 20 minutes left. Zhang and Gonzalez still going at it. Oh, Di Natale, yeah, that's just coming into the pits. So both of these guys have pitted, so this will be a good scrap between two very fast drivers, Gage Gonzalez and Zhang. Zhang's been in the lead or contending for the lead for the majority of this one. And Hepburn just going through now, so he will take the lead of the race momentarily. I think what we've got to really look out for is Flores to see how long has he been in there for. A minute 20. This is Gonzalez, who would essentially be net third. Flores on his way. This could be... it's not going to be particularly tight between Flores and Gonzalez. Is Flores still going? Yeah, he's up to speed now. And Gonzalez yet to make it into La Source right now. So, not a massive amount of ground made up. But Flores, P2, holding his own. He's going to have to continue a pretty decent pace to keep Gonzalez and Zhang behind him. But he's been in the top four for pretty much the entire race so far. So he's definitely got the pace to do it. As Gonzalez moves through into third place, Zhang fourth. Silveira, I think that's an outright fifth right now. So pitted twice, last stop of 147. Yeah, so, and Silveira continuing in the car as well. Felix Culpa is his teammate, who's yet to jump into the car so far. So this would be a triple stint from Silveira. Unless something's happened to... Oh, no, Culpa is in the car, sorry. There you go. It's just turned on to the name's just turned on. So I was going to say, a triple stint. That's a hefty amount of time to be driving. But Culpa is in the car now. Carez takes up a position, Berovitz in the pits. But this man here, Wes Hepburn, leading by 28 seconds is the gap between him and this man here, Lud Flores, in the Lexus, who's put in a very, very tidy race so far. Haven't heard too much from him, but as I said, he's been running in podium contention for pretty much the entire day. Gonzalez sitting in third position right now, being chased down by Zhang, who's also been contending for the lead for the majority of this one. Culper in the car now for the McLaren for the 821. So as mentioned, he's taken over for Silveira. So he'll probably double stint till the end of this one, or maybe share one more stint with Silveira. Di Natale, another solo driver. pretty sure this will be an outright 6th position. It is. He started in 6th. Finds himself in 6th position, going along really nicely. A couple of stops for him. Standard stops. Be pretty happy with his race right now. The number 73 Aston Martin. Matt Artem. So he is in the car there for Juan Carres, who I think did a pretty solid job. Those guys started in 10th position. They're up to 7th. So they've managed to move up 3 spots. Then you've got Chris North. He's a solo driver. He started in P4, sorry. So he finds himself in P8, 4 stops, 4 positions from where he started. Jimmy back in the car now, so he takes over for Rodney Falker, who just completed the 2nd stint. Jimmy's going to be completing the 3rd stint. Those guys both started. They started on 9th position. That's where they are right now. But Chris Rise is certainly, rise by name, rise by nature. He's moved up 7 spots. So started 17th. That car number 21 Audi finds himself in P10 right now. Gilbert has moved up a number of spots as well. 4 positions. This is a 3 driver team. Gilbert, Ludwig and Erie in there as well. So they're doing quite nicely at the moment in P11. Schneider, his teammate, where is he? He's a single driver. He's moved up 7 spots from 19th into 12th. King, so this is Dylan King and Jared King. Jared in the car at the moment, car number 91. They started in 13th and that's where they find themselves. 13th position. Rodriguez started 16th in 14th right now with Alex Shen. Who else do we have? We've got Caden Gates, solo driver. Caden Gates started in 18th, finds himself in 15th position as well. And Piasek back in the car for Sean New, I think, did the previous stint. They're a 3-car team, a three driver team. Piasek, Tanner and New in 17th position, started in 24th. So good result for them. Demarchi back in the car number 269. That's McLaren in 18th position. They started 8th, so they've dropped 10 spots in this one as well. Eastcott in the car for Curtis Ruston. So moved up 3 spots from 22nd into 19th. Poor Andrew Sherman and Stu Skinner. They started up there in 11th. Currently P20, having all sorts of troubles. Then Vandervelt, Knoll and Demler. We've lost about 4 cars throughout the entire race, so which I think is not too bad. But that's pretty much the story of the race as we go back to Zhang. He's chasing down Gonzalez, and you can see in the yellow and black Honda just up ahead. It's the closest battle on circuit right now, and they're all chasing this man here. Wes Hepburn, his last lap around in 2:18.312. Fastest lap of the race is a 2:18.257. So fair to say, this man is feeling it right now. He's enjoying himself very much as Sai is continuing to be stuck in midair there, and yeah, he's got that disconnection issue, so he's continuing to fall down the standings. But the race has started to we're in a bit of a lull spot right now, which we can take advantage of. Let's do a lap of Spa with our race leader, Wes Hepburn. that's a lap of Spa from our race leader, Wes Hepburn. I think probably the thing that I really noticed the most is just how smooth that was, and I think that's a real signature of, you know, your higher caliber drivers, just how planted the car looks and how easy they make it look as well. You know that it isn't as easy as it looks, obviously, but yeah, he made it look super smooth, not having to fight the car anywhere, and also the confidence to place it wherever he wanted as well, especially out of 16 Pro Ferrer, where he was right on top of the ripple strip as well, and had absolutely no qualms about placing it there, and had full faith in the car too. So Wes Hepburn is a man who is large and in charge right now, sitting in P1. He's got a hefty gap of 33 seconds as Culper and Sana went to the wrong one, because where are we? Back to these guys, because that's size wrecking my timing screen right now. Yeah, he's got a hefty lead of 33 seconds over Lud Flores, who's driving an excellent race right now. As this is Demarchi. Oh no, turned around. That's Piasek in the Aston Martin. Let's have a quick look at how that went down. Gives a pretty good idea. Yeah, and just a neat little 360. That was Culper getting through there as well, so he was lucky not to get caught up in that. So we're back to live pictures now. Just scanning the field to see what's the closest gaps we've got right now, but it's about 2 seconds. It's the difference between this man here, Zhang, and Gage Gonzalez. That Audi in the background there belongs to King, Jaden King, I think it is. But that Audi, the number 91, is down in P14 right now. So in terms of lap times, an 18.6 to Hepburn. Flores did a 2:19.2, 2:19.3 to Gonzalez, 2:19.4 to Zhang. Race is in a real sort of real lull right now. Plenty of big gaps everywhere. We've had the third round of pit stops. So looking a little bit further ahead. Anyone relatively close. Rodriguez will need to make a stop very shortly. So car number 55 in P15. He will need to pit at the end of this lap. His lap timer is at 44 minutes and 50 seconds now. So he's going to have to make sure he ducks into the pits. And then the other driver that will need to pit not too long from now is this man here, Van der Velk. He's almost at 40 minutes now. So he can do one more lap at least. But Tony Rodriguez, he will need to make his stop, so he doesn't get a penalty for missing his timer. Once again, apologies for not having the liveries of every car today. Had a few latecomers in there as well, so didn't get a chance to get everyone's, unfortunately. Back to this scrap here. Oh, Zhang just running a little bit wide through No Name, or turn 11, or Jackie X corner, whatever you want to call it. 2.3 seconds now, the gap between him and Gonzalez, who was lapping at a 2:18.8 the last lap around. 2:19.2 was Zhang in the Audi, the number 33. Sorry. This Sai is just continuing to... he's still in there, so still on the timing screen, so it's going to take a while for him to filter out. But I keep getting the notifications that there's a pass happening, and I keep jumping at it. What about Chris North, True North Motorsports? He's actually got a cool little logo as well for True North Motorsports. He's down there in P8 right now. 1.6 seconds is the gap between him and the number 25 Audi belonging to Artem. So Chris North, one of the solo drivers as well. And he's running lap time for him 2:19.4. 2:24 was the last lap belonging to the number 25 Audi in front of him. That's this car here, Artem. As you can see, there's North just in his rear view mirror. So no chance of an overtake there. It'll be interesting to see what the lap times are on this trip around. A little bit more of a tighter line from North there in the McLaren. Very F1 inspired McLaren livery there. So lap times, Artem a 20.7 and a 19.3 to North. So that gap is coming down quite nicely in the favour of North. It's going the opposite, it's going south, which is what he would like it to be. On board with the Audi through the top of Radion. Pretty good top speeds for the Audi. 262 in the speed trap compared to the McLaren 263. 265 belonging to Zhang is the fastest of the day. Slowest of the day, McLaren as well at 258, a Porsche at 258. That's the lowest speed of the day, but 266 to Culper actually is the fastest, 266. As King, what's happened, King? Hearing the pneumatic valve in the background sounding off. He already had... Oh, he just got wide. Oh, yeah, that's a big hit. Yeah, but it pops up straight away. Oh, okay, so... Banan Man. I'm in call with Sai right now. Everything is normal on his screen. Something weird is going on. Okay. Yeah, because this is what it looks like from my perspective on the stream. So, I have no idea what's happening there. Well, hopefully he's still circulating around. I have no idea. So, very, very odd behavior right now. Where were we? We saw, that was King. We saw have that big hit. And we're watching this battle here, weren't we, of Artem and North. So that gap has continued to squeeze ever closer together between the number 25 Audi and the 214 McLaren. This time around a 2:23.80 to Artem, a 2:20.125 to North, but it was an invalid lap though, as Jimmy making his way through. So yes, so thanks for the input, Banan Man. Appreciate that. Hopefully it gets itself sorted. So he's falling down the leaderboard right now on both timing screens, and I showed a shot of him before there as well. As King, yeah, he's into the pit, so that's not surprising. Let's get back to that battle of North and Artem. These are the two closest cars on the track. The lead out in front is Wes Hepburn, car number 12. He's got the red marker next to his name. That does not mean he's an AM driver. It's just a mistake on the entry list. So he's definitely a pro driver. Same with Zhang, car number 33, the Audi. And definitely driving like pros right now in P1 and P4. Zhang especially led a big portion of this race as well in the first hour and a bit. as we continuing to watch this little scrap develop. This is for a top 10 finish right now. We are almost through the second hour of racing. I feel like the second hour went faster than the first hour, and potentially the third hour might go the quickest of them all. We'll have to wait and see. But we're about 4.5 minutes away from putting the second hour in the books and entering the third hour of this race. It's 7:03 in-game time. Getting excited that we might see some sunset shots around this famous circuit. Spa, all 20 turns and 7.04 kilometers of it. Oh, here we go. This is North looking very racy into the bus stop. Oh, there we go. See, sun just jumped down a little bit further. Oh, Culper has a drive-through penalty. I reckon. I wonder if that was for track infringements. I wonder. Interesting. He's serving it right now, I do believe. As North can't quite get a run on the Audi. As I mentioned, top speeds are only separated by a kilometre, and the Kemmel Straight, it's only 770 metres long, so it is kind of an awkward length. Doesn't give you a lot of time. You've got to get a really good run through Eau Rouge and at the top of Radio and really just get that slipstream straight away. As Culper serving that penalty, the drive-through penalty. There he is. And away he goes. So P9, this is his first stint in the car. As that's Rise goes through. Oh, Demarchi, that's Puon again. So Puon and Spinning McLarens. Name a better duo today. We've seen that so much. Let's see. Yeah, just on entry. Oh, yeah, he goes way deep and gets on the marbles. Oh, he avoids the wall, though. That's the most important part. And it's not a bad little reverse save there. Back to live action. Back to this battle between North and Artem. Now, that car behind is a McLaren that belongs to Demarchi, who we were looking at before there. So that's not for position. Oh, Schneider. Where's that? That's out of Lacombe. Let's have a look. Let's see what happened here. Let's go on board with it, shall we? Well, we've seen a couple of cars have this happen. I just took a little bit too much curb, upset the car, got on the grass and sideswiped the wall. Back to live pictures. The left-hand side of the car, it doesn't look too bad. Ooh, North now. Can he get a little bit of a toe here? Can he gain ever closer? Up into 6th gear, flat out. Whoa. When you're in that position, it's very tempting. He's made up a lot of ground under brakes, though. Just having to fight the car a little bit. Pretty tidy. So a good little scrap between these two. Artem did a 221.197. North did a 105. So the pace between these two almost identical. But oh, here we go. Eastcott and Piasek. Piasek was the class winner for AM last time around. Last week in the final round of the winter season at a very, very wet Barcelona. So he's in good form. That's Demarki as well, and that's North and Artem coming through. So they're going to get a little bit of traffic here. This is going to be very interesting. Will this play a part? Because the two other cars in front of him are fighting for position as well. Look at this. All four cars in such close proximity on the track. This could get really awkward really, really quickly. That Lexus, 2 wheels in the air. That is not a place that you want to be only using 2 wheels on this circuit. Now Piasek in the green and black Aston Martin. Artem in the Audi. North in the McLaren. And then you've got the Lexus in there as well, belonging to Eastcott. Artem has managed to slip his way through. North will want to do the same. They're almost going to go 3 wide into the source. Blue flags are waving. North will want to try and get himself out of this little bit of congestion here. Piasek's going to let him through. And all's well that ends well. That's a good result there. No contact with each other. Everyone managed to get through, and everyone's able to keep their scraps alive. Most importantly, Eastcott is in the Lexus, that big V8, winding it up down the Camel Straight. He's come out of nowhere after Eau Rouge. Didn't look too good going into there. Piasek just having a little bit of a moment coming through the calm. This is good stuff. Race is starting to pick up in the final hour. 58 minutes and a little bit left before we put this one in the books. It's a bit of contact between the two going through Bruxelles. Oh, still side by side into turn 11. There was contact there. You felt that was almost inevitable. Let's go back and just see exactly what happened. Eastcott just sent it up the inside. A little bit of contact, another little knock. And then Piasek, just a little tap there in the back rear quarter panel, and that was enough to spoil his race. So 57.5 minutes left. Eastcott P15 and Piasek. Where does he drop down to? 17th down there. So there he is. Ooh, the gap between North and Artem is still less than a second. So these two avoided any outcome like what we just saw then, and they continue to fight it out for P7 and P8 right now. So North and Sai, they are both solo drivers. Let's have a look at stint times. So North is at 32.5 minutes. Artem is at 25 minutes. So it's got about a 6 or 7 minute difference between the two in terms of stints. Now, if it's a 48-minute stint timer, we should have pit stops kicking off in about 8 minutes and 20 seconds, I would say, to get it in the books and the final run home. So we're going to see a flurry of pit activity in the next 8 and a bit minutes, I would say, for everyone to get their last stops in the books and get prepared for their final stint in the closing minutes of this one. Hepburn is still our leader though. He has eked out that gap to 41.5 seconds over him and Lud Flores. Gage Gonzalez is 15 seconds down the road from Lud Flores. So in P3, fourth is Zhang. He's 3.7 seconds behind. Actually, that's gone out to almost 4 seconds. Di Natale is 50 seconds down the road as well, and these two are about 8 seconds behind Di Natale, who's circulating in the 20.6 second mark right now. So that's something to keep an eye on, but we'll keep tracking this little scrap here between North and Artem. That previous lap, Artem had the advantage. pace from Hepburn is just insane right now. A 2:18.6, and what was his? I think he was a 2:17.9. Was the pole position. His last lap he did a 2:18.6. Fastest lap of the race is a 2:18.257. So his pace is just not going anywhere right now. He's continuing to run it hard. Hence the 44-second gap between him and Lud Flores, who, fair to say, is no slouch himself. He did a 2:19.85 as we see North get extremely close to the pit wall. And he's a lot closer though. Can he have a possible run? Tucks out of the slipstream. They're going to go side by side. Who's going to be the latest of the late breakers? Oh, looks like the Audi just got there. And McLaren just trying to keep it tidy through Lacombe. They go through turn 9. It'll be down the hill into Bruxelles. But this is a great old scrap. This is, on my timing screen, it says 6 and 7. But obviously with Sai, there's some sort of issue going on right there. On both of my screens it says he's in P13 right now. So not too sure obviously what's going on with that. As Sherman gets past Piasek. Let's just see how that all came about. He already... Sherman, he runs wide down the hill and then just slips up the inside, Sherman. So nice move from him. Good to see him on the other side of it. You've seen him get that Porsche 911 get overtaken quite a lot today. This is a nice little scrap between Gianni Demarchi and Escott down in 15th and 16th. Let's get back to these two scrapping it away right now. Something's got to give. The field between these two. Last lap around, a 20.3 to North, a 20.5 to Artem. And we're essentially waiting for that clock to tick over another about 4 minutes. And then we're going to see pit activity go crazy with drivers scurrying in to get their final stop out of the way and bring it home. Seeing, is there anyone that is right on the limit? No, not really. No, there's no one that's going to end up missing out here. So, yeah, the closest would be Demarchi. He's currently on 40 minutes, 40.4. So he should make it just by the skin of his teeth. So North, probably a lot closer than what we've seen him previously. Now they've got a back marker down there. That's Vandervelk, sorry. And he gets out of the way. Nice driving. Car number 331, Vandervelk. Still on board with North. He'll be very, very familiar with the rear wing. Oh, a little bit of a moment there. This is great to watch. Artem is pushing as hard as he can right now. Can he get a run here? Using all of the track available. It's tempting. See, that's it. That's good driving right there. That's really good driving. Not getting desperate. Keeping a cool head. That's good driving from North and from Artem as well. And it's going to continue on. Pretty much half of this lap is essentially overtaking opportunities from the bus stop till, I reckon, Bruxelles. So a fair chunk of the lap. As we see North get extremely close to the wall again. And 49 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Here we go. This is it. This could be it. This is as good a run as we've seen. And, oh, a little bit of contact there. Artem's still going to be able to pull it up. Looks a little bit better on the brakes there, but... And North manages to get it done. That's some really good high-quality driving between those two. North really did a nice job of just setting him up, picking his mark, putting it in, just getting focused, and then getting it done. So, great job from North. That was a really fun battle to watch. Obviously not over yet, but North finally gets his man. And the 214 McLaren is in P6 right now, as we're only 20 odds. Oh no, Artem! Oh, we've seen this all day. We've seen cars struggle through P1 all day. And unfortunately, after such a good battle, and I was going to say, Artem is probably not going to be the worst thing in the world because, maybe you just get upset by some of the dirty air there. Lost the front end, got on the marbles, and then, man. I was going to say, it wasn't going to be that bad. We're back to live pictures now. He's in P8. So, not the end of the world by a long shot. But we're within the final stint limit. So, Gates is going to kick us off. Who else is coming in? Demler is making a pit stop. So car 185 McLaren, the number 97 Audi. Both drivers coming in. This man will continue on. We've been watching very closely with him and Artem. And now it's just going to be the pit stop game. Get it in and get it out again for the final stint. And they're all chasing this man here right now. Where's Hepburn? He's flying. 2:18.890, his last lap. Doing a fine job. 46.5 seconds is the lead between him and Lud Flores. Last time around, Lud did a 120.120. Let's see what he does this time. Got the full lights on, full enduro lights. He's not going to pit in. No, that's what stint time is like. And they're starting to get up there now. I would have thought we might have seen a flurry of activity, but it's been just a mild reaction so far. Gilbert, Gates, Piasek, Demler, all in the pits right now. And they weren't really too close to max stint time. DeMarchi is probably the closest of everyone. He's going to be pushing it real close. 46 minutes and 20 seconds right now. So he's got 1:40 to get around. Yeah, he will do it easy. He's just maxed that out in car 269. I think that's one of our... No, it's not one of our 3 driver teams. So 4.8 seconds behind Eastcott in the Lexus. In the meantime here, this man here, Zhang, he's still in 4th position. 4.4 seconds the gap between him and Gage Gonzalez, who's in P3. He's 14 seconds down the road from Lud Flores. So PanAm man, is mid-session join for the server allowed? I am not too sure. I wouldn't think so, especially if you've got a team. I'm not 100% certain. You'd have to find out from probably SimGrid would be able to tell you that on there. But Yeah, I'm not too sure. Alright, so Rise and Culpa, so yes. Oh, did Eastcott get past Gilbert? Not too sure what happened to Demarquis in the pits. Oh, Vandervelk and Piasek. There's Piasek in the background. Oh, has he hit something, Piasek? Oh, there he's coming out of the pits. And that was it. Oh, what's happened to Schneider? Pick it up here. We're still on the replay. We might see the very beginning of it. No, we're not. Alright, so apologies for that. That was a little bit sloppy. Here we go. Gage Gonzalez. He's coming into the pits. So from P3, he's decided now is the time. So first of the leading pack, if you like. The top three anyway. Here's Ludwig. He's all over the back of Andrew Sherman. This is live racing. This is 4 position. They've got Alex Shen in the number 55 Mercedes behind them. About 35 odd seconds down the road. So it's a Mercedes P14-15 right now. Hopefully we get a few more gaps close up so we get a nice exciting remaining 43 minutes. Had a good couple of first hours. Ludwig was less than a second behind Sherman. Go into the bus stop here. Nothing's doing there. North now into the pits. Gage Gonzalez stationary. How long for? Not long left on this stop. He's at a minute 30 already. Hepburn is coming into the pits as well. Lud Flores has... Will he be coming in this stop? No, he's got one more pit to go. And Gonzalez is out and away. A minute 47, so stock standard stop for him. No mistakes made there. Let's see if Flores will respond. Yes, he does. He's coming into the pits as well. So this is our race leader. He's yet to stop. He's yet to become... he's yet to... roll to a stop at the moment. Flores is the same, so Zhang, he will inherit the race lead. No, he won't. He's coming into pits as well, so he'll make his way into the pits. What about Di Natale? Started 6th in 4th. He's had a good run. Alfred Di Natale. That's his last lap around. 2:21.147. Let's see if he makes his way into the pits, because he's essentially P4 right now. Let's see. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is. No, he's not. All right, Hepburn's out. That stop for him was a minute 48 in total, so that's proven to be stock standard today. So no errors from his perspective. Flores is still in there. He'll be in there for a little bit longer, about another 20 odd seconds, judging if it's a non-repair stop, which you'd have to assume it was. There's nothing to suggest that it is. Zhang will be in there for about another 30 seconds as well. Gonzalez is out, and no, yeah, he's got 3 pit stops next to his name, so he'll make up a few spots once he goes through as well. So there's Flores. He's on his way. This is going to be... There's Flores there. And Gage Gonzalez coming out of La Source there. So that gives you a bit of an idea on the gap between, this is essentially net P2 and net P3 is Gage Gonzalez right now. Zhang has made his stop, and there we go. So Gonzalez gets through there as well. So Zhang isn't able to make the jump in the pits, and it went yellow next to his name for a second. So that's all good. That's just coming out of the pits would have caused that. Let's have a look for stint times. So Di Natale in P2, Artem, they both need to pit. Jimmy needs to pit. Culper as well. Eastcott will need to pit again. Oh, Sherman got in on the button. 47 minutes. All right, and where's Jimmy? He is going to be all right. He will be able to make his way through. He's going to just get in time. But our race leader right now is this man here, Wes Hepburn. And he's going to have a very, very sizable... It was at about 44 seconds, 45 seconds, around about then. When he pitted, and judging from the timings right now, it's probably going to stay about that once Di Natale and Artem pit. Oh, Di Natale. Oh, this is going to be cutting it pretty fine. His stint limit is at 44 minutes and 50 seconds now, so he'll be okay. What's he been lapping at? 220. Oh, he is cutting it very, very fine. He's in P2 right now. Lud Flores is just coming through Eau Rouge, towards Eau Rouge. Yeah, okay, so it's about the length of, from the bottom of Eau Rouge to Le Com is the difference between Di Natale and Flores. What about... so Artem is in the pits. Jimmy is in the pits as well. Now, here's Gage Gonzalez. He's halfway up the Kemmel Straight. Di Natale is just coming through turn 11 now. Just trying to get a bit of a gauge on if he can maybe hold off Gonzalez. I don't think so. Definitely not at this stage. It's about 30 odd seconds. Just trying to see where he's potentially going to come out. Di Natale, where did he start? He started P6. Yeah, so good race from him. Solo driver, 3 hours. It's a bloody long time to be driving. Long time to be driving and also not make big mistakes that you bin it either. And this is a circuit where there are places where you can make big mistakes, like Radion. But as we've seen at Pouon numerous times today, where cars have gone around there and not hit the wall or hit something else either. So it is a little bit more forgiving in that way. Say something like a Bathurst where, you know, there's virtually nowhere that you can't hit the wall, you know. As Di Natale gets in just by a minute and 11 seconds he does it. So Flores will come through. He'll take P2 as we see the fire belching out of the exhaust there. Under brakes into the bus stop. Oh, what happened to Ludwig? What is going on here? Oh boy. Let's see what happened there. Oh, Gage Gonzalez is in there. This is not for position though. Oh, I wonder if he was just sort of giving way. He's got on the marbles and... oh, away he goes. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Ludwig. He was having a good run in P11. That car 155 has been pretty good today. So here's Di Natale. And he's just making his way into the GT pit lane there. Zhang will come through. What about North? North is going to get him as well. have a look at what's his pit count right now. Another 40 seconds to go. Yeah, he's still going to finish in top 10, I reckon, Di Natale. North should take this position from him. If this is a standard stop, about another 17, 20 seconds. Gap between North. Oh, this might be pretty close here. No, not going to be close at all. Di Natale holds on for P5. So he started P6, and with 34 minutes to go, he's completed his final stop of the day, and is looking very, very strong right now for a top 5 finish, which would be a fantastic effort from a solo driver in a 3-hour enduro. Bloody great work. Loving it. But they're all chasing this man here. Where's Hepburn? He's flying a 2:18.277. He missed out on the fastest lap of the race by 0.02 of a second that lap. So he's absolutely flying, and he's been that way for the entire day. This man here, Lud Flores, he did a 2:19.9. He's got the McLaren next to him. Artem, what's happened to him? Oh, that's halfway up the Camel Straight. Let's see what happened. Oh dear, I think I can see. Oh yeah, that's huge. Oh, and that was Artem as well, was involved with it too. So that's why I saw the yellow next to his name. Oh, how unfortunate. And I reckon that's it for King. I don't begrudge them at all for calling it a day after that. So they're in the pits. This is Culper that we're with at the moment. So 2 cars in there, King and Ludwig. How long has Ludwig been in the pits for? 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That was at 1:55, so that was a pretty hefty repair time to expect on them as well. But right now, as we approach the final half an hour, as Culper just making his way through the comm there. As we approach the final 30 minutes remaining, 2.5 hours has kind of gone by pretty quick if you ask me. Car number 12 is P1. Wes Hepburn is our race leader, 53 seconds ahead of P2, the number 14 Lexus of Lud Flores. And Gage Gonzalez, the man who started in P25, has moved up 22 positions to be currently P3 right now in the number 13 Honda. And the top 6 drivers are all solo drivers. They're all guys that have driven this race every single lap, every single minute. The top 6. So 7 of the top 10 are solo drivers, which is a fair effort to do 3 hours solo. Much respect to those guys, and it's looking like it's the right play as well. Car number 269, that McLaren's been in the... How many times have they been in the pits today? 5. I thought so. I thought it was going to be a lot. So along with D. Hurst. I wonder if that's his first stint today, because that's Vandervelk has been in the car for the majority of the day. So Dixon Hurst is out there now. They've had quite a few stops as well, 5. As opposed to everyone else who's had 3. 3 or 4. Culper's had 4. And the King brothers, or King siblings, or whatever. Alright, so this race is in the final 30 minutes. Almost. Andrew Sherman and Stu Skinner, car number 911 in the Porsche, hunting down the Lexus of Ruston. So Jeremy Eastcott was in the car earlier. Curtis Ruston has stepped in. You can hear that V8 in that Lexus. Very distinctive note. go, Sherman. Having a look. Lexus versus Porsche. You'd think the Lexus would have a little bit more in the power department. Oh, he's going to send it up the inside. Yeah, good driving from both of those guys there. That was good stuff. So no silly moves, even though we're in the final half an hour of this one. Looks like Hurst managed to get past King because King was in the pits. So that makes complete sense. We'll stay with these two. This is the closest battle on the track right now. Sherman that last lap around did a 1:21.567. Luston did a 22.7. Here we go. That was the other thing that I noticed when we did the I think that was one of the things that I noticed with Hepburn in terms of how still the steering wheel was along the Kemmel Straight there. I just noticed Sherman, he's sort of just having to readjust, little small adjustments. But Hepburn wasn't doing that as he comes up right up under the rear wing there, giving it a little bit of a love tap there. Beauty, this has been such a good race. It hasn't been bad, I reckon. It's been pretty decent. It's been fun. Time's gone by pretty quick. I haven't noticed it dragging. We had a little lull there for a bit, but you know, 3-hour race, you got to expect that. Nice little scrap going on here. This is for 15th and 14th. So Sherman in 15th, Ruston in 14th. Gilbert, oh no! Man, I think that's like the third time. I shouldn't laugh. That's like the third time I think we've seen that 155 like that today. Oh man, he's had a massive hit. Look, I don't think I've ever seen the rear wing bent like that before. That's a huge hit. Given the looks of it and where he is on the circuit, I would dare say that's probably out of Eau Rouge. That cast, that's car number 269. Once again, apologies for the no liveries as well today. Bit of a few latecomers, unfortunately. But you know, anyway. Still kind of hanging on. How's it handling on board? Seems fine. Because that McLaren's struggling to get past. And he's not pitting. I wonder... Because we've got the thing with Sai at the moment. I don't know. I'm not too sure about that one. Oh, Gonzalez is all over Flores. So 1.4 seconds is the gap. Here we go. The last 25 minutes. This is going to get spicy. So Flores, that last lap, a 2:20.1, a 2:18.5 to Gonzalez. That's his fastest lap of the race. Hepburn did a 2:18.1 the last lap of the race. That's in fact the fastest lap that's been driven so far around the circuit today in the last 2.5 hours and a bit. So Beauty in the chat, lots of good battles. We're going to have a couple of more good battles, I reckon, before the end of this one. See, because car 269 is still not getting past Gilbert either. I wonder if that's some sort of glitch. I don't know. Anyway, let's focus on this one. We've not really seen Flores be challenged too much today. Just purely in the fact that he's not really had anyone near him. And just having a look, I don't see anything that indicates he's had a massive scrape with the wall. He's got a few witness marks on the rear of the car, but nothing that would suggest that he's got any terminal issues with it. He's been sitting in the top 3 or 4 all day. And now he's got this yellow and black Honda, car number 13, sitting behind him. And that is not a man you would enjoy having on your tail. Gage Gonzalez. Talk about pressure. The guy started 25th. He's in 3rd right now. And we're in for a final little battle for the podium here. Zhang still in there. He's 18.7 seconds behind these two though. So it would take some sort of incident for him to really get a chance at the podium at this stage, I would think. Flashing the lights, the Flores says, get out of my way. I've got Gage Gonzalez coming through. I need every little bit of help that I can get. That's the McLaren of... Who is that in front of him there? Is it Culpa? I think it is. Yeah, I reckon it is Culpa. Yeah, there he is. Ooh. Last lap around, Flores a 2:19.7, a 2:19.2 to Gonzalez. 7 tenths. Culpa got the blue flags being waved. Had a good opportunity there. Where's the next car to him? Oh, a minute down the road. So he just needs to do his best to let these guys through. Oh, Flores, that is risky. Almost looked like he might have locked up the fronts there too, but I'm sure there would have been a bit of heart and mouth moment there. And Gonzalez is all over him here. Riding on board with Gage now. We have seen though that, you know, it's one thing to catch him, but it's another thing to pass. We saw that earlier on with Hepburn and Zhang. How long Zhang was able to keep Hepburn behind him. Obviously, it finally relented, and Hepburn was able to get through, and he's pretty much just driven away after that. But he still had to put in a lot of hard yards to get past. So this is not a foregone conclusion at this stage. Any way you cut it. To the bus stop, they got another back marker. We've seen Gage Gonzalez very early in the race overshoot the mark by a considerable amount, and that's just given Flores just a little bit of breathing room. A 2:20 flat to both of these guys, so both on the pace right now. Flores looking to hold on to P2. P1 is pretty much sewn up. There's the only chance of a defeat for Hepburn right now would be a disconnection. These two are battling it out for second and third. Zhang waiting in the wings just to pick up any scraps that might fall his way. Hopefully they don't. We want to see nice clean battles all the way to the end. And we've got about 20 minutes and 40 seconds to do just that. So head up the Kemmel Straight. They've done 66 laps at this place. And it's some real signature Gage Gonzalez driving there. The man can ride the curbs just like no one else. I remember at Monza through the Ascari chicane. And yeah, just the way he was able to ride those curves through there. Quite phenomenal. A little bit more on board, we'll have a look. Might even do a little bit of a comparison between him and Flores as well. 7:48 local time, in-game time. The sun starting to set. What do they call this? The golden hour or something like that, don't they? It's that, just that nice light. Ooh, just muscles saved there. sounds a lot more aggressive in this car when you go with the onboard. No chance there into the bus stop. Less than 20 minutes left. We'll have a look at lap times, but Flores just absorbing the pressure coming from the rear. Gonzalez just happy to continue to pressure the Lexus in front, making some small adjustments. Oh, more adjustments through Eau Rouge. How good's that? Just, you know, one-handed through there, no dramas. And they're going to go side by side here. Gonzalez will have the inside line. Flores, this is good hard racing here. Flores is not giving this up without a fight. He'll have the inside line for the second part of the Lacombe, but it's going to be all too little too late. And Gonzalez is able to scoot through. Oh, did they make contact? What happened to Lud Flores there? Let's just quickly go back. We're right on board with him. So this was... They didn't make contact there. Was it just here? Oh, yeah, it was. So Gonzalez didn't get as good a run there. That's a good save there to manage to pull that up. And we're back to live pictures. So Flores loses second spot to Gage Gonzalez. The last laps around comparison, Gonzalez was 0.6 faster as well. So I think we saw the result of that, and Gonzalez able to put the move on. Here's Culper and Rise. So here we go. Here's the fun time of a race. 3 hours have boiled down into 17-minute sprint race pretty much. Everyone's just going to go nuts and try and grab the last possible positions they can get. As we're with Chris Rise here, one of the solo drivers. Culper is with another driver. It's a two-man team. And that 55, that is down in position P16. So that's the meat and the sandwich. The blue flags will be waving for him, and looks like he's going to get out of the way and let Culper through. No. We just go back, and this is the view from Tony Rodriguez. So he's P16, Culper's in 10th, and he's trying to give chase to Chris Rice, who's just a car ahead, the number 21 Audi. So Culper will be enjoying this though. He gets a little bit of a tow from Rodriguez. We'll be hoping that he does just pull over and let the McLaren through so he can have a good crack at Chris Rise. Schneider's still miles back from these guys, so he's got no chance of really inserting himself into this battle. Still only 1.2 seconds the difference between Gonzalez and Flores as well at P2, P3. So I will jump back to that now. Give you a bit of an idea. There you go. There's the gap there. So Gonzalez by no means is he just walking off and going to walk home with P2. Flores will push him all the way. In the meantime, Culper's just falling a little bit further behind in his chase of Chris Rice. Still a top 10 on the table. He's been driving with Felipe Silveira today. As we see the flames out the back of the car. This is good stuff. Closing moments. So the last quarter hour, bit of a puff of dust as they come through Blanchimont. Oh, that's Rise. Chris Rise. He's made a mistake at the bus stop. And that has cost him a position. Let's just quickly go back. Oh, because he was the puff of dust. So that's what's upset the car. He's lost a little bit of momentum. Overshot his braking marker. Run deep in the bus stop chicane. And then Rodriguez has gone through. And then Culper's gone through. And we're going to go back to live pictures right now. And that is the result. Culper in the 821 McLaren has managed to get ahead of Chris Rise, who's just using every bit of the racetrack that he possibly can through Eau Rouge and Raidillon. Finds himself now in P10, and the roles have been reversed. Now he is the chaser, not the chased. So this would be a nice little scrap to bring us home. 1.2 seconds now. Just back to this one here between Flores and Gonzalez. You can see that's the gap. Last lap around, Gonzalez was 0.6 faster than Flores. So that looks like any chances of Flores of taking P2 have just been snuffed out for now, though. Only 13 minutes left. In saying that, Gonzalez could make a mistake. You just don't know. So we'll keep an eye on that one. In the meantime, these are the closest two cars on the circuit. Less than a second separating them. Culper will be a little bit more fresh than Chris Rise, who's driven every minute so far, solo driver. So that fatigue factor would certainly come into effect at this stage of the race, especially if it's night time where you are as well. You know, what have you done during the day? Have you been able to maintain your energy, hydrate, have a little something to eat while you're racing at the same time? Maybe a couple of cheeky beers here and there as well if you wanted to. Not really great activity for drinking though, sim racing. Doesn't really lend itself to it. Seeing the light just sparkling off the red McLaren of Felix Culper. There we go. Sun really starting to set now. 8 p.m. local time. There's the gap between Culper and Chris Rise as we're embarking on approaching the final 10 minutes of this one. It's been fun. Good 3-hour race. Almost driven like a sprint race, the pace we've gone at. So Sai is still on my timing screen at 12th, as he is on the game's timing screen too. Oh, he's back! Look, here he is! So, whatever it was, it's figured itself out, and he's back. Oh, that's really good news. Good stuff. So, Aiden Sai we haven't seen him for a long time. But as Banan Man in the chat thankfully informed me that he was still circulating like normal. So, whatever it was, it worked itself out, and he's circulating right now in P12 and being chased by Caden Gates in the number 97 Audi. He's in 13th. He's chasing Sai in P12 right now. So glad to see whatever the issue was has sorted itself out, and Aiden Sai is continuing on. Down to 21 runners. So we started with 27. We've lost 6 along the way, but I think that's a pretty good result given it's a 3-hour endurance race. We are now in the final 10 minutes of this one, and as I've said quite a few times today, they are all chasing this man right here. This is Wes Hepburn. He put it on pole position, and he has absolutely been flying ever since. He took the race lead after about the first hour of the race and has not relinquished it. He's been burning absolute lap times after lap time as well. His last one was a 2:18.7. The best lap time of the day is a 2:18.1. Only driver out there right now circulating in the 18s, has been for a little while. Gage Gonzalez started P25. Currently finds himself in P2 right now. He's recently inherited that position from this man, Lud Flores. He started in P5. So to get a podium out of that, I reckon he'd be pretty happy if that remains where it is right now. Zhang, so he was in contention for the race lead. He had a cracking battle with Hepburn. He started in P2, but just hasn't had the pace enough to hang with the other guys. All in all, though, a really, really good result for him. So good drive from Zhang. Di Natale, he started in 6th, and he's moved himself up into P5, another solo driver. So he's doing a fantastic job. Chris North, I don't know if he'd be happy or not. He started in 4th. Currently finds himself in 6th. He's had to pit 3 times today, so yeah, I'm not too sure if he'd be too happy with that considering where he started, but nonetheless, not too bad for him, I reckon. Artem, so he's continuing on with that wounded car right now. He's down in P7. He started in 10th, so he'll be pretty happy with that. Artem and Juan Cares. I thought Cares drove really well too. I think he put in a really good effort. Falca and Jimmy, so they started 9th. They're in 8th right now, so good result for them. Culpa and Silveira, they started 7th. They're in 9th right now, so they've dropped a couple of positions through this one. Chris Rice, solo driver. He has managed to get his car up from P17 to P10. And he's got pretty much a top 10 locked down because this is Dan Schneider. He started 19th and is currently P11 right now. So great result for him. This is Sai. He has an asterisk next to his name. I reckon the asterisk next to his name will be because of a stint timer, which I did see went quite long. So I would not be surprised if he picked up a penalty post-race, which we'll have to sort out with the stewards afterwards. But I think that's what that indicates for him. He started P11, is in P12 right now. Caden Gates. He started 18th in 13th right now, so that's pretty good. Andrew Sherman and Stu Skinner, they started in 11th, currently find themselves in P14. I think that's a good recovery for those guys. It seemed like every time we cut to them that they were getting overtaken, but a good result nonetheless. Ruston and Eastcott, they started in P22. Find themselves in P15 right now, so great result for those guys. The 55 Mercedes with Tony Rodriguez and Alex Shen, they started in 16th, and they are 16th, so not a bad day's work. This is a 3-man team, so Gilbert, Ludwig and Erie. I don't think I saw Erie in the car, and considering the damage that's on that car right now, it's still circulating fine, so I think that's some sort of bug that's happened there. It's been a funny little bit of a server today. Cars 269's been in the pits 5 times. That's Gianni DeMarchi, who's been in that car as well. They started in P8 and find themselves in P18, so dropped down 10 spots. Hurst that was with Van der Valk. They started 21st in 19th. And they've gone up. You got to be happy with that. And then it's the King boys. Jared King in the car now and Dylan King. They started 13th, currently in 7th right now. They've had 20th, sorry. They've had to pit 4 times today, so it's a bit of an idea of how their race has gone. And then Demler and Neil Berovitz, who was in the car very early on, they started 23rd, are in 21st position. So gives you a bit of an idea of the story of the race. of how everyone's gone today. Chris North, he's still battling it out with Di Natale. He's trying to nab himself a top 5 position here. Currently in 6th. Well, what happened to Schneider? Oh no, that's it. Campus. I think that was just a little off there. Let's get back to this. This looks juicy right here. We've got a tick over 4 minutes remaining. Actually, less than that right now. So probably only a couple of more laps left in this one. And Chris North is going to do his absolute best to maximise those laps and get past Di Natale in the number 73 Aston Martin. 2 solo drivers, and it looks like North got a better run out of the final turn there. Up the front straight into La Source. Oh, they're going to go side by side here. This is going to be great stuff. This is going to be McLaren versus Aston Martin as they go through Eau Rouge. Right on board with Alfred. Sparks coming off the back of the McLaren. Using all the track available to him. Invalidates his lap. We've seen 1 drive-through penalty today. Just making some adjustments there on the steering wheel as he approached the braking zone for Lecom. North holding firm right now. Back from the rear of the car, that rear wing, plenty of debris and material and whatnot on there. So he started 4th from memory. Where are we? Yeah, 4th position. He's not going to be able to nab that back from Zhang, who's like a minute up the road from him, so that's not on the cards, but a top 5 finish is still pretty good. He's picked 3 times today as well. Generally been the trend of the top 8. They've all pitted 3 times. And so North just with a little bit of breathing space now between him and Di Natale. Rest of the field still pretty spread. Just having a look for our race leader. Here he is. I reckon we're going to get the last lap signal on this one around. With 1:42 left. He's about to cross the line.
Leader's on final lap now.
There it is. So leader's on the final lap. Wes Hepburn has put in a storming drive today. 1:15 up the road from this man here, Gage Gonzalez. He's got about a lap and a half left for him. Lud Flores, who's not given up yet, chasing Gonzalez. He's about 4 seconds behind him. Zhang in there as well. And then we're getting back to these guys here. P5 and P6. Not quite yet sorted out. Chris North and Alfred Di Natale. Where did Di Natale start? He started in 6th. You didn't lose spots. Didn't make any spots up, but I still think good drive from him. How many pit stops for him? 3. Last one was 1:32. Top speed of 262 kilometers today. Yeah, I reckon he's put in a great effort, Alfred Di Natale. Not quite good enough though to get this man here, Chris North, who's looking to hold on to a top 5 finish here. And the rest of the field very, very spread out. We might just watch this man on his run home. What was his last lap? A 2:19 flat. So he's eased off. Decided to just cruise around for the last little part. As he's looking to bring home victory. A handful of turns away now. So that's what I mean, just getting up on those curbs. He's got no dramas with doing it at all. Just full confidence in the car. That's what I was talking about. And he started today in P1. He put in a blistering time. He got the job done early. And he was happy to just sit back and relax and watch everyone take shots, but no one could knock him off his perch. Wes Hepburn's going to come through the final turn, and congratulations, he takes out the 3 hours of Spa for PanAm Racing. Congratulations, Wes Hepburn. That was an absolutely dominating drive. He's beaten the field by about 1:16, so unbelievable from him. Awesome drive to Wes Hepburn. Fantastic effort. Pole position. Had the great battle with Zhang early on. Couldn't quite find a way past. Went into the pits. Came out behind him, but then soon overtook Zhang and really has not looked back ever since. So congratulations, Wes Hepburn. He's got some beauty in there. He's pretty happy about it. I saw some cheering for Canada earlier on as well. So Wes Hepburn, congratulations. This man here, Gage Gonzalez, he took victory last week with Matt Arantz in a very wet Barcelona for the final race of the season, the Winter League there. And he's going to come home and take P2. Solo drive for him. Congratulations to Gage Gonzalez. He's going to take home P2 in the 3 hours of Spa. Well done. Nice work from him. And crosses the line. Pretty happy about that as well. Nice work. Lud Flores is going to come home in 3rd position. Congratulations, Lud. Nice work from him to take home the final podium position. And this man here, Zhang. So, had some good scraps today. A little bit unlucky to not get a podium. Tough grid though to do so. And he takes home 4th position, and everyone else has finished. So North in 5th, Di Natale 6th, Artem 7th, 8th is Felka, 9th is Culpa, 10th Chris Rise. Sai finished 11th, he got there. 12th, 13th to Sherman and Skinner. Ruston, 607, McLaren, Gilbert, car 269, Hurst, King, the King brothers, or father, son, whatever it is. Gage Gonzalez looks like he's out there just enjoying himself right now. And so he should. Wes Hepburn, Gonzalez, driver of the day. What a very humble person. Awesome race, guys. What a fun battle on the first 2 stints. Yeah, it was awesome. It was great to watch, actually, between Hepburn and Zhang. I thought Hepburn was definitely the class of the field today, though. That was a phenomenal drive from him. Winning by over a minute is, considering the quality of the field, was awesome work from him. Solo drive, Gage Gonzalez, and it was in 3rd, Lud Flores as well in the Lexus. So, great work from everyone. So, congratulations once again, Wes Hepburn. You are a race winner, 3-hour enduro of Spa. And that is it, everyone. We're all done here. So, hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks for the likes. 17 likes. That's cool. I like it. Wes Hepburn, last to second. He's a beast. Yeah, we kind of come to accept that, though. That's just what Gage Gonzalez is going to do. But yeah, he is a beast. We do maybe take it a little bit for granted. But yeah, awesome work from everyone. I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Green light, green light.
Plenty more racing to come on the Race on Oz network as well, with the PC League kicking off round 1 tomorrow night around the Hungaro ring. So should be a good one. So tune in. Console is kicking off not this Tuesday coming, but Tuesday the 21st will be the first console race of 2023. So if you like, stick around. There'll be plenty more action. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care of yourself.